What's up, everybody? How are you doing today? How we feeling? Been a minute. Been a good minute. Glad to see everybody coming in. We'll give it a little bit of clicks. And Coach Gravy on the Raider Nation Live show. This show's powered by Raider Nation Live. There's three of us on Raider Nation Live. There's Raider Gabe 420, my man. My boy's having a good day today. My boy, what up, Low? Think he has some stuff to do today. He's gonna try to get in and see what's going on. But he probably resting. Everybody chilling with family. Myself, Coach Gravy, always in a mix, giving you guys heads up. Coming up soon, we're gonna be popping. There ain't a lot to do. There ain't a lot to talk about. Gravy has shit to talk about all the time. Mind you, coming tomorrow around 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I'll be doing shows almost every day. I'm done with school, done with work. So I'm gonna have a bunch of time on my hands. If I'm not busy, I'll promise to let people know on IG or on YouTube or something like that to let everybody know that I will be, going on in the morning, nice and cooler in there. And does anybody have a problem hearing me? Because I got this big old fan in front of me just blowing some cool ass air on me. So if I'm cool, give me a thumbs up. It'll take one person just to do it. And then you guys just let me know if everything's all right or not. Just real quick thumbs up if you guys can hear me with no static or anything. It would sound like a fan blowing right on my headphones and stuff. But first of all, you guys Radio Nation Live, you guys know about all that. But listen, first of all, much more important is that I want to wish everybody out, every father that's holding it down, really holding it down, and stepfathers and people that take care of and are a father figure. I want to bless them with a happy Father's Day. I was a wonderful day today. My kids were here. Well, I had a lot of great phone calls with my children. My children live out of town. I got one here. We went out to breakfast, had a wonderful breakfast talk. Went to the mall. She got me a little Nike shirt. That's cool. That's all I ask. I don't even ask for that. It's just that she does good. I hope that everybody had a wonderful, wonderful Father's Day with their children, and it's a blessing to be a dad. Everybody can be one, but if you can't, then it's up to you, bro. It's up to you. But I hope everybody had a wonderful time with their children, their family, and their significant others, and all. I hope it was all a blast. Everybody in the chat, want to say what's up to you. I'll get to you guys in a minute. Hey man, haven't really been on shows. I've been on a couple. My boy Jeff show. I was wanting to go on my boy Twan's, but I did get home. I was gonna get on a late show with my boy Twan. What up to my boy Twan? Uh, that we're gonna last night super late, but he went out. He got off by the time I got out the shower and all that. Me and my son went to have a cigar at a shop out here, and it was it was great seeing my boy, and I haven't seen him in a minute. But I talk to him all the time, so bless, man, bless. ACL double S sicko, what's up, man? 3 days early. Oh, he was over here 3 days early, man. Hey, much love, bro. My 2 cents is up here. What's up, man? How you doing? Ronnie Granny, what's up, man? Haven't seen you before. Hey, sub to Coach Gravy, Raider Gabe 420, and Low in this show too. Raider Nation Live. Trap God, what's up, man? How you doing? Raider Gabe, you said he'll be here in a minute. That's cool, bro. Raider Paul, what's up, man? How you doing? John Leon, Raider Paul again. What's up? Your channel till 7. Oh yeah, I seen you on there, Raider Paul. I seen you getting at it. You didn't just stand there now. There you go. John Leon, what's up? Haven't seen you in a minute, my boy. Hope you had a wonderful Father's Day, bro. I hope everybody did. You got babies, man. I hope you guys did. It's wonderful. Father's Day was. It's not like Mother's Day. You know, we don't get a lot of shit, but just the appreciation that your children give you, it was blessed. So what's up, man? Let's get into some Raider stuff. Greg, we got a lot of things. You guys, salute, Paul. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Not topics, but we got a linebacker. I'm not real. What we all think? You guys think that Gravy's gonna talk shit about the dude, and probably, but I'm not. We needed someone around like that. I didn't bring my other computer with me, but if someone comes outside, I'm gonna have them go get it, and we're gonna we're gonna get into what the Bengals felt about this guy. All you guys gotta do is look at the reason why the Bengals let him go. Myra G, my girl, thank you very much, sweetie. How you doing? Thank you for being here with Coach Gravy on Raider Nation Live show on Sunday night. Thank you for being here. And I like seeing your babies all together on Father's Day. There you go, John Leon. I'm gonna leave that up there for a minute. Edgar Sosa, what's up, man? Getting on Germaine Pratt. I was watching shows and people were happy about it. I'm not ecstatic about it because, when we were. Sorry about that. When we were. Trap Guy, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Marcus Banks, what's up? Marcus Banks, what's up? Here we go. We got on the subject, Monty Grannon. The Bengals couldn't pay him. He's the best linebacker we have right now. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, Ronnie. But if you watched the show earlier, the shows before when we were in free agency, I thought we were going to get somebody that out. We could say his name, but a better linebacker. If Pratt is a better linebacker than what we have now, I wasn't really high on the linebackers that we had. Devin White and Aladdin Robert. I wasn't happy with that as far as free agent was concerned. Eagle Terry, what's up, man? 207, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the club today. I wasn't happy with that. And then when we we got the dude from Dallas, Jalen Smith, whatever, and then we were depending on the young guys to do something. Linebacker was a big issue for me. And it was for Gabe too, because we weren't happy with the linebackers that we got in free agency. We were saying that there were lateral moves. We were saying, that we got them cheap. I ain't with that. You know, there's a difference between having a guy be a, if you got a guy that's gonna be, a free agent or he didn't get drafted and then he moves up and then he's cheap and he's productive. That's good. That's cheap labor. But if you're just getting guys and 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 you're not feeling the dude that you lost, now we're saying that Spillane wasn't that good now because we got this guy. I can't wait to show you what the Bengals. What I know they're good. They're gonna say, "Oh, I figured it was some kind of bias to it." But this guy has a problem with missing tackles. I believe it was 18 to 20 tackles he missed last year. He had 140 something tackles. I think it was 89 or I don't know. I see 89 tackles in one season last season, and I see 143. So I don't know. I haven't got my information. I was looking it up. I looked it up Friday. Um, I was planning on doing a show, but kids came, and that's priority for me. But I want to see what everybody thinks about this pick before I'm seeing everybody's positive about it. It's good to me. It's a good pickup for a room that we have problems with, but I don't think that I don't think that we're gonna. eh, This dude had issues with missing tackles, slowing down. The Bengals didn't think very highly of him. If you get cut and if it's a money issue, that's different. I would think different about the guy. But what he was getting paid and what he's making now, there's a big difference in that. So I kind of put it towards production. He wasn't playing to his contract that he got. It's their fault they give him that contract. But I don't know. I don't want to be the sour note on this, but I'm happy that we got another linebacker. But it doesn't put me over the top. I think we're gonna have issues there. But I'm excited to see what he does. What you guys think about that? About that little scenario? I'm happy we got a linebacker, but you know, I know I seen Sanjeet's thing, and everybody has thinks of Sanjeet highly. I do too, and we should have got him. And the next day we got the guy, but he was just a guy, a good guy, good solid linebacker. I'm telling you the truth here, solid linebacker, and he's gifted in a way. But what they said about him last year is like the dude missing tackles, his angles were bad, he's slowing down, and and I can't. I take heed to that because that's what he looked when the tape came on. Because I put on what's good about Germaine Pratt. They show me, he's an instinctive linebacker. He gets to the ball. Nothing about coverage. And everybody's saying we need a coverage linebacker. He has 600 like his career or something like that. But that doesn't mean you're a coverage linebacker. He's a hard-nosed downhill linebacker, and we got a bunch of those. So then again, I'm going to say, well, where's our drop back cool ass receiver that's going to take care of the middle of the field, which we never have. So we just got another guy that we had, and I don't see him over the top type guys we have. But that's just me. Hey, my girl Myra, thank you for the $2 holler, and thank you very much for the birthday wishes. My birthday was Friday. I turned 45, I believe, if you guys believe that. But check on another 10 years, and 10 years and one more year. So check on another 11 years. But thank you very much, Myra, for remembering that, and for letting me know that date. So I appreciate it. Much love, girl. You know what's up. Je, what up, man? How you doing? I haven't seen you before, man. Subscribe to Coach Gravy. This show, Raider Nation Live, we are three people. It's me, myself, Coach Gravy, Raider Gabe 420s that'll be on here in a minute. And what up, Low? I don't think Low's gonna be able to be here today. Either he go get some sleep, man, busy dude, man. Low, man, he's always on the run and shit. It's hard to snatch him up. Very hard for all three of us in this show to get together. because we got different things going on. My old ass, I'm just at home, so I'm cool any day. Sometimes I got shit to do, but happy Father's Day to yourself, JE, man. Thank you for being here, man. I'm gonna say that a lot. I'm gonna say that a lot. What you guys think about this draft pick? What you guys think about not this draft pick? What you guys think about this pickup? Everybody's pumped up about it. We got another linebacker. That's a good thing. But what do we think about what we think about what we said about the dude about him missing tackles? Mm-hmm. You said Howes catching strays. Oh, here we go. We got a good one right here, Myra. He's a good vet. Here we go, Warren. He was some good stuff. Keep spitting that game, bro. Keep spitting that game. Captain, what's up? What's up, Rafa? How you doing, my bro? Yeah, you ain't no dad. I need to tell you that. We ain't no dad yet. Just stay a little kid. What I do? What I do here? There we go. Nah. I did something to my screen that made it bigger, made it smaller. Anyway, I'll take care of it later. But anyways, I want you guys. Oh, I didn't know how to chat. There it is. But Trap guy, he said Ronnie did. He said he's a good vet in a room. Hopefully, Rob Leonard and Carroll can get him right. I hope so too. I hope so too. If she's if this guy's gonna be missing tackles, that's the reason why he got elected. It was the money, but a lot of highlights were that he was declining in play. And the Bengals, believe it or not, everybody says the Bengals. Raider Gabe, what's up, girl? How you been? Haven't seen you in a minute. I get to be on my morning shows. They're coming back. They're coming back, sweetie. Hope you guys are with me on the morning shows. I'll get back to that in a little bit. But what they're saying about this guy is that Bengals were the 25th defense in NFL, right? And guess what the Raiders were? The Raiders were the 26th. I was surprised it was that high. You probably got that high at the end of the season because played pretty well at the end of the season with the young guys. I had to duct tape my dang headphone and messing with my head. But anyway, that's a situation where we can't say, oh, he was on a shitty defense because ours was no better. But he wasn't the. They were saying that he wasn't the backbone of that defense. He got a little lacking. So maybe he wasn't. Maybe he kind of he asked for a trade. I think in the middle of the season or something. He asked for a trade, so he wasn't happy there. So maybe that's why the decline of production. But we got that type guy that's like that. If he's not happy, he's in a decline in play. I don't know. You guys got to look at it. What up, man? My boy D Menace, what's up, man? He's a moderator on this show, man. Happy belated birthday. Happy dad day, homie. Have a great show. I'll watch in the playback. All right, bro. Thank you very much. D Menace, my man, dude. I met the guy. He's a wonderful person. Happy Father's Day to you also, bro. Again, Raider Gabe, how's it going? Trap God, how's it going? My 2 cents. Everybody's saying what's up to people. But that's the information that we're getting. He's a Raider now. Maybe things might be different. This is a situation to where I think that it could be a new location, fired up, ready to go, ready to play, and I'm not gonna downfall it that bad. But I am concerned of a personality that didn't want to be there. I guess because he signed a contract, but I guess they didn't want to pay him, and he became a casualty of June 1st cuts. So we ended up getting him, and I hope he plays well. He's probably going to be an instant starter. I wasn't happy with Jalen Smith. I wasn't happy with Devin White, but I think it's going to be a Landon Roberts and him. And then the young guys could sit in there and see what's up. What up, Angelo, my transplant partner right there, man. My brother, well known for his takes. We're gonna roll with this, Angelo. We're gonna see what's going on, bro. I'm doing great. I feel great. Recently got a liver transplant going on 7 months ago. I feel wonderful, and Angelo is a type guy I could talk to about situations that I have with it. He's almost a year and a half or 2 years into his liver transplant. Yeah, it's just a blessing to be here on Father's Day. You think about stuff like that on Father's Day. That I extended my life to be with my children and to enjoy this day. It was extra special for me to be with my kids, and I also thought about my father. My father had passed away about almost 30 years ago, and I miss him. I miss him today. It wasn't just today, but I miss him every day. But especially today, it's our day and their day to be celebrated. And I wish he was here with me. But we just if Dad's not here, I feel for you. But just think of the wonderful times that you had with him and what you did. And if you're in that type of situation, there's a lot of young fellas that didn't have that situation. Just be the best father you can be now. Don't be a dickhead, dude. Believe you me. Don't think you badass and neglect your children or don't let them go to sleep mad. Don't let them go to school mad. Just love them. They deserve it. They don't know no better yet. So if you want them to be a wonderful wonderful father or mother or whatever, anything, treat them that way, and then they'll learn from you, and then you'll appreciate yourself. Arnold, what's going on, man? How you doing? SoCal Sal, my boy. What's up? Sorry about the rant. It's just the Father's Day is an important day for me, and I appreciate it. Now that I've gotten what I've gotten, and I'm blessed. I take advantage of being with my kids now because I almost lost them. They almost didn't have me. So I always got to say that. There you go, John Leon. Just remember everything your pops taught you is the best. Yeah. And you thought you were badass. You thought you were the badass. And he taught you a lesson. And you find out 30 years later that he was right? Raider Gabe, unfortunate. My son dad was hella shitty. Instead of following his footsteps, he did the exact opposite. He's an awesome dad and respectful. There you go. That's an example right there that you can learn on your own, or a stepfather or uncle. They see you in that light. I've done that for a lot of kids in football. I've been called dad to them. They call me too, send me shit. And the dudes are in college already, and I had them in pee-wees. So it does make a difference of you can get in the mind of a child. So take advantage of that, man. You have them. Please have them for a reason. It ain't just. I know accidents happen. It did with me, but hey, you're blessed to be a father, and it's a privilege when you see them grow up and do things. That's when you're most happy. And when they're grown and they're doing things in their life, that makes you so proud of them. Man. Today is a day where you cherish that because then you get that love back. It ain't that they have to say, hey, don't think you have to take me to go eat or buy me something. They just do it. They do it. It's not because they have to, and they tell me that. It's not because I have to, Dad. You deserve it. Oh yes, thank you. That makes me get a little teary eyed thinking that my children think that, and they're grown. My baby is gonna be 20. Yeah, it's 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 just amazing what she's doing now. There you go, SoCal Sal, giving a compliment to Raider Devs. Up there, she's a wonderful mother and does a good job. Being charged what you want to see and still. Yes, sir. Way to go, Matthew Sin. Happy Father's Day to you too, man. Take care of them. They are you. They're you, you know, and they'll be you because them sponges right there are going to do everything you do and they're going to mimic what you do. And if they don't see you enough, they're going to do something else. Well, be there for them. Be there for them. That's why they swayed the other way. I was a single mama, and both my kids told me Happy Father's Day. Mine, the oldest is 30. Way to go, way to there. It can happen. Facts, baby. Seeing your kids grown together is the best present ever. Yes, it is. There you go. And Angelo with a good little hit. You got to talk about different stuff. We can do that too. We could be a little freestyle show. Gravy, I spent today spending Father's Day with my liver transplant mentor who will be celebrating his 25th year anniversary as a liver transplant. He's an inspiration for 25 years. Wow. I wish I could. I hope I could do that, Angelo. And we will, bro. Me and you both will. It's a blessing. People don't know how much I appreciate this. You do, but I don't know. I'm a different dude. You know, I was sick. I didn't feel well. I did the best I could on shows like this. You know, and now I got so much to say, so much to do. It's just great. I feel great. I just feel wonderful. Today's a special day for me. Yesterday was 7 months for me, Angelo, and I'm still going, bro. Blood test Friday came out good. Liver, everything's right. No rejection. Need to get some magnesium going a little bit more, but that's it. Thank you, bro, for the inspiration. I very much appreciate it. But what we all think about this Raider thing? We want to talk about different situations. What we do today for Father's Day, man? Hey, tell me what you guys did with your kids. What was the strangest thing? Any traditions? We got any traditions that we do for Father's Day with our children? Do they do? Whether you guys have a piñata or a barbecue or what's going on? What? Tell me, you have a Father's Day piñata? Because I know my buddy does that. You know, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you go out and get jacked up with your kids. If they're old enough, just don't be driving around all crazy. You guys know better than that. You guys go, go to the Red Robin and have a couple of beers, some appetizers. What do you guys do? You can do that with your kid. That's good. That's great. Go out and have a drink with your kids and talk shit. That'd be great. That'd be great. I got talked about combat sport. Oh yeah, that's great, man. Son from my son was at a baseball game. Called me up, said, "Hey, pop, happy Father's Day. I love you." Shit like that. And my daughter did too. She lives in San Francisco. She called me up too. My little one took me to uh, eat. My other one was here for 3 days. My son was here for 3 days. We even had cigars. Give me a good birthday cigar special. And we barbecued today. So pork, big old roast pork rolls and chicken. It was good as hell. I don't give a shit about to cook on Father's Day. I'll bitch though. But hey, any traditions you guys do? Hey, Angelo said he got a talk combat and music sports with his combat games and video games with his boy. That's special. Remember that forever. Your pop's never gonna forget that. My dad used to out on me because I drank Bud Light. He used to drink Budweiser. I used to, why you drink that piss ass beer? He used to call Bud Light piss beer. There you go. He liked to get the guns out and start shooting with his people, with his family. I had to work today, but usually we take out. It takes out a lot of. I do that. I got weapons. I go out there and go to the shooting range. It takes off a lot of stress, man. I know it does. Believe you me. Believe you me. Here we go, Angelo. Yeah, special the second dance of life. Wherever we with our families and friends. Yes, sir. People don't know, Angelo. That's why I want to put it out there. I'm gonna spread the word out just like my boy Twan does. Be a donor. You know, always check into that. Always be a donor, and that's very you're gonna help someone's life change for that. And I'm living proof. And so is Angelo. Raider Knight, what's up, man? How you doing? Hit stick stepper, what's up, bro? How you doing? You're the next one in line. A triple salute back to you, bro. Thank you, bro. Calls me what's up, bro? How you doing? Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Raider Knight, salute gravy. SoCal style. Saying what's up to his stick. Gravy, at least you weren't drinking Keystone Light. I know. I wasn't that cheap, bro. I can afford at least a Bud Light, huh? Yeah. I remember that Keystone Light. I remember that. If it was bearable, I was drinking. I had a problem with drinking, but that's why I ended up with a liver transplant. I've been sober 12 years, so I'm a 12-year vet at being sober. But you know what? I might have a Heineken Zero. You guys know that it got zero alcohol. That's the only one. If you guys ain't updated on your non-alcoholic beverages, Corona Zero got 0.5% alcohol. If you take your sobriety serious, that's alcohol. You know, even there's people that don't have mouthwash with alcohol. They don't put no anything. Toothpaste with alcohol. They don't use alcohol. That's sobriety. That's sobriety. So it matters how seriously you take it. That it'll be, but it's proof, and I fact checked this Heineken Zero stuff, and there's no alcohol. But if you drink the Coronas or the IPA ones that they got at restaurants for that little flavor, I drink a Guinness one that got zero. It's just the taste of beer. I enjoy that more than just feeling the buzz. Got in a lot of trouble with that. You get in trouble nowadays. That's what the Father's Day is for. Hey, son, don't be driving around drinking like a stupid with pretty women in your car. Makes you look like a damn fool. Tell them that. Because I know I used to do it until I met my wife. But you guys don't have no little special traditions you guys do? Like Raider Gabe, what do you do with your kids when they come over and say, hey, Mother's Day or whatever? Or Raider Night, you got kids. His stick, you got kids. What do you do? Play video games with the kids, throw the ball around out front, play golf. That's hot. I said golf. My brother plays golf, and my bro plays golf, and there's a bunch of people out there, Hank Swanks and Fresno out there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm hearing, Raider Night, or anybody. I don't know if that's a subject, but what I'm hearing is that people are gonna have their ways of getting all jacked up, but the way of the now is I don't get all blasted like we used to when we were young. When I was young. There we go, the Mike Cole. Low ain't here, Mike. What's up, Mike Guerrero? Happy Father's Day, bro. I hope you had a wonderful day. Sincerely, I hope you had a wonderful day. But that's Low's not gonna be here today, so that COD mob don't mean nothing unless you're hitting the other COD mob gang. Unless that's not the code to get on the game. He probably on the game right now anyway. Mike Guerrero telling everybody what's up. But this Raiderism, people, how we feel about it? Now that we already know that there ain't no competition with Aiden O'Connell and Gino. Now, we know that for sure now, right? Because I really got tired of hearing about it. But the dude is strong. They're saying it. Dude is strong. Even though guys with 150,000 subscribers on YouTube are saying it's bullshit because he's there watching. And we could talk about the offensive line too, Mike. That's great. I was getting into that. There's been some changes out there, And Parham's up there getting the mix. But as quick as I got off that AOC and Geno thing, that's how fast it got my attention off it. Because it's bullshit. Geno Smith is out there zipping the ball around. It's not Aiden O'Connell. Q, the dude I watch. Dude used to be a DJ in Fresno. Homeboy even said that he seen uh, uh, Aiden O'Connell taking too long with the ball, throwing the ball behind people, not getting the deep ball, slow as hell, getting sacked. The dude's a backup, bro. That's it. That's it. I can't even hear shit. I don't even know. LC going to be a solid backup. Oh, I'll just put it on his stick. There we go. LC going to be a solid backup. G Smitty team now. Bad. Yeah, G Smitty. That's what you used to call him, Smitty. Oh, Smitty for Smith. I think we already had a Smitty. Did we? I think we had Steady. That was Steady. My bad. Stidham. Stidham was a solid backup. How many of you guys think that when we got rid of Stidham, it was fucking whack? I thought Stidham was a good backup. He was more mobile than the dude. I just call him Slowpoke. He's slower than Tyree Wilson on his get off. Is that true? Who second me on that? Who second me that AOC got is slower than Tyree Wilson on his get off? It takes 4 alligators for him to do a back pedal, and he's sacked by the end. Stop it. Stop talking that this dude's gonna kick some ass. I know you hope and wish. That's what Raider Nation is. The hope and wish, and this guy gonna take 10 years to fucking pan out and develop. Nah. I'm sorry, folks. Get into the reality of the winning now. I know it's hard because we haven't done it in a long time, but get in, start thinking out your Raider box and say, look, this is new style. It would have been new. This is a new style, and we're gonna win now, and we want to win now without these same old slow ass dudes. Okay. And we don't want to bring in old, slow ass dudes anymore. New shit, new blood, new offense. The dude ain't zipping around everywhere. The dude ain't running around doing play action anywhere. It probably took all fucking day for him to do a bootleg. Can't do it. Never did it. AOC is not in the developmental stage. He is what he is. He can get better, but he is what he is already. And quit comparing him to freaking Tom Brady. Please. He's not. Never will be. Even in the fucking wet dream, he's not even Tom Brady. He probably thinks he is, but hey, that's good. I'm not bashing the dude. Would you call what I said about ALC bashing? I don't know. I'm just done with it. It's a joke. It's a little baby joke. Like Mike said, little baby giraffe. That's the way he runs. Fresh out the giraffe's ass. That's the way he start running around like that. He's gonna be a good backup. That's what he's gonna be. I seen that, Mike. What's up? I hear a lot of people saying, "Hey, we could put some here on 31 seats." Well, fuck no, I don't want that dude there. Hell no, dude. I don't. That's done. Got my partner in the mix. Since we're on the Zamir White subject. What's up, Gabe? How you doing? Happy Father's Day, my bro.
What's cracking? Chilling.
What's cracking? Happy Father's Day, bro.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool. Cause yeah, got a fucking new mic right now. Just testing it out. First time.
Oh, there it is. It's all loud now. You're loud and clear.
Okay, for sure.
How you doing?
Chilling, man. Just chilling.
You enjoy it. You get number 2. He got a Jamarcus Russell, Mitchell, and oh no, he got the Genty jersey. What did you just get the patch in the back? You had a Jamarcus Russell jersey hanging in your room, and you just put the
Russell, dog. It's pretty clean, dog.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It's a
pretty
nice
clean.
jersey. I ain't ready to get one yet. I need to see him do some. I want to get one.
Father's
I'll,
Day
I'll be the guy.
presents. Got some good Father's Day presents, bro. I got jersey. Got
Did you?
I got a jersey. Got some tires for my car, and it
All
was pretty
right.
cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool little
You
Father's
got
Day.
tires
Pretty
for
cool
you got
Father's Day.
tires for your car. How did your son got credit already? What he got a good credit score already? Get tires for the car? Shit.
My girl got me some tires. Shit. I was like, all right, cool, shit. Cause I think she saw me looking for tires. Cause I was already buying tires anyway. I think she saw me looking for tires, so she got them for me. So that's cool.
That's a big deal, bro. See, wives and girlfriends and baby mamas, they don't think about that shit. That you know what? I'm gonna buy my man some tires for Father's Day. That's the
That was
best.
actually a very good present. That was actually one of the best
Look
presents I've
at
gotten.
you, dude.
Yeah,
Thinking about that, she's no doing. That's a good wow.
man, that was actually very,
Tell
very good.
everybody, hey, you got tires for Father's Day. That's fucking badass. I
A
ain't
Genty
joking. That's
jersey.
badass. And a Genty jersey. What's
Yeah,
up?
so
What's
we
up?
we did we having a good Father's Day. We went swimming, had a cool little time today. So yeah, it's been a cool little. Sorry I'm late, guys, but we here Father's Day. Happy Father. Oh yeah, and another thing, Happy Father's Day to all you, all the fathers in the chat. You know what I mean? All the fathers who watch, Raider Nation Live. You know what I
What up,
mean?
you?
So and to all even if you're not a father, to your guys' father, because everybody has a dad. So it's like at some point. So it's dad, stepdad, whatever it is, man. Just happy Father's Day for sure, man. Because guys, men don't get that a lot. You know what I mean? So today's a day to celebrate us, I guess. You know what I mean? So it's like today felt cool, man. Today felt good.
That's great. I feel good 2 days. I felt good 2 days this week. I felt
Yeah,
good Friday and today.
it's cool, man. Oh, and I got a new mic too.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh, got a new mic for Father's Day? She got more shit than me. I got a bunch of clothes, bro.
got a new mic, dog. I got
Clothes.
this one. I got this one right here. This fucking mic right here.
It sounds good. It sounds better than your old one.
It's the Elgato one or whatever like that, I guess. Elgato Wave 3 or something like that. So yeah, it's cool, man. Shit. I'm hoping it fucking sounds better and better. Better
It
sound
does.
better.
It does. It sounds good.
That's
It
cool.
sounds
That's good. Damn, Mike. Hey man. Hopefully you got celebrated today, man. If you didn't, hey, that's fucking unfortunate and shit like that. But hopefully you got celebrated today, man. He went
That's
out to
all.
eat. My dad since he left his man his milk in the mom. What?
His milk his mom. I haven't seen my dad since he left his milk in my mom.
Since he left his man milk in my mom. fucking Mike, man.
That was
Nah, but
one hit.
what we talked about though before I got on here? You asked me a question right when I got on here. What subject were you on?
We was on. Well, I wanted to get with you. We haven't talked. I'm telling everybody it's very hard for us to get together to do shows because everybody's busy. That
Oh,
was a reason.
but right now, especially today, man.
But
It was today Father's Day. Shit was like,
yeah,
damn. Like we gotta make it though. Gotta make one. Gotta get something in.
Low called me and said, "Hey man, we'll do it for Tuesday." I said, "Hey, nah, we're gonna do one today." Me and Gabe. I'll see if Gabe. I thought you were at the Dodger. I thought you'd be at the Dodger game.
No, not
Because
today. But that was a good game though. I watched that shit though. We were watching that shit at my cousin's house and shit like that. So that was cool. The Dodger game's good. Dodger game was good. We were good little back and forth game. We won. Took 2 out of 3 from the Giants. Took 2 out of 3 from the Padres. So it was a good week for the Dodgers.
one of my boys came over and we went to the cigar shop. Watched the first whole baseball game that I watched ever. And the Dodgers, there's a game the Dodgers won 11-4 or something like
Oh,
that.
yesterday, 11-5.
Yesterday, we're at the cigar joint with my son.
Oh,
And
you watched Otani. You watched Otani hit some home runs yesterday.
yeah, 4 pitches. He blasted one after 4 pitches. The first inning, he's the first batter. I said,
Yeah, he
damn.
be doing that a lot. He be doing that shit a lot, man. Like, and a lot of the times it's on the first pitch of the game. He's doing that shit so many times this year. First pitch of the game, boom, home run.
That's a guaranteed either home run or on base hit in the first batter. That's what they're supposed to do, though, right? They're supposed to get on base.
Hey, getting that much money, I mean, he better be that good though. But tell you, he's as good as advertised. That's for sure.
All right, Gabe, let's get down to business. What do you think about
Yeah,
Germaine
yeah.
Pratt, bro? Tell me, what's up with Germaine Pratt? Give me your take.
I
I
like
got
Jermaine Pratt,
some
man.
info.
I like Jermaine Pratt, bro. I know he was on a bad defense. You know what I mean? So he was like a guy that was, getting, eating up a lot of tackles and stuff like that. But a dude that has been, just consistent, even when like when the Bengals like a couple years ago when they had a middle of the pack type defense, he's been consistent. Like I think he's been a consistent piece for that defense. Like around them, they could have gotten hurt. They had a lot of injuries around there, but I don't think his play didn't suffer from it. Like I know you could easily see that defense how it struggled last year, and you could be like, damn, why would we get anybody from that defense? But I like that. I like that pickup. I like the Jermaine pickup. I mean, I still kind of I'm always kind of worried. I just don't like the 1 year pickup things, but the contract links and all that shit. But I do like it for this year for sure, man. I like how that's gonna solidify a little bit more of the linebacking core. I mean, I think we're still in need of maybe a secondary piece, but we're getting closer, man. And I just think a lot of people are starting to realize it too, man. I think a lot of people are starting to kind of just open their eyes a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you see people.
Yes, they are saying we're making good moves as far as this linebacker pickup. But you mentioned the Bengals defense.
Wait, Gravy, what's the I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now. He's like, I know that fool's name, like, but the dude that the content creator that likes the offensive line, dude.
Sanjeev.
Sanjeev, yeah, he's fucking. I don't know why.
I was mentioning his live. He talked about it that day, and then we picked his ass up the next day.
Oh, did you hear about his live today about Tyree?
What'd he say?
I'm hearing like, well, he said that he's hearing that Tyree just looks like a totally different player. Like he's starting to separate himself or something like that. Well, like that's what I heard. I'm hoping for the best of it, but like I'm not gonna put any expectations on it because that shit will probably be a letdown. But that's good to hear, man, because you haven't heard that in any camp. You haven't heard that in any camp that he's been involved in. You know what I mean? It's like the best news you heard out of camp in the 2 years that he's been here is he's actually practicing and he's actually getting there early. Yeah, I mean he was getting there with Max Crosby, right?
And then that stopped.
But that was about it. But now, just hearing a little bit of that, I mean, it sounds good, but like hopefully that continues to go on throughout though, because he needs to step up, man. He's gonna need to step up. But that was good to hear from him.
Yes. Well, you mentioned defenses. Yeah, right. They were the 25th defense. This is from NFL, where the stats from NFL. That's all I look at. And they were the 25th defense in the NFL. But we were 26th. So they were one ahead of us. We're saying that the Bengals defense was shittier, and we were one below them. But Pratt was you got like 100. Is it 143 tackles or is it 89 tackles? I'm seeing both.
No, yeah, I think 143 combined tackles with assisted and assisted.
Solo,
I think 83 is solo, but that's still a good number. I mean, 143 and over 130 tackles the last 2 years. And each year has had multiple picks, two interceptions the last both years. He's had 2 interceptions each year.
Get out. Give you a call. I'll tell you about myself, of course.
Yeah, man.
Take care. Huh?
Yeah, of course.
Take care of yourself, huh?
Always, you too, man.
Be careful. All right.
But yeah, man, I think it's just I think it was actually a much needed signing, bro. The Germaine Pratt. I think that was a much.
What they said too, Gabe. What they said too, that he missed 18 tackles last year. Out of 80, 80 solo and that much assisted, I'll give it to him.
I think that has a lot to do with. I think that has a lot to do though with how bad that defense was. A lot of him was him being in position, which you don't want him missing that many tackles no matter what. But I think just him getting that many tackles, showing you that he could get that many tackles. I think it was probably missing 18 tackles is because he was probably the only guy there on almost all plays. It's just that defense was so bad that it was basically, it looks like him and Hendrickson and maybe a couple other guys were the only.
Maybe
really,
that safety that's on the block too. That Hinton,
really
that Hinton guy. Yeah.
Hilton. Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it as a good thing. I just it's an instant starter. The best linebacker we got. Will you put him in that category? You think he's the best linebacker we got? You think he's better than Landon Roberts right now, right off the bat?
Yeah. Right now, I think off the bat, he's 29 years old. He's a young linebacker. I think he's young. He's young too. That's another surprising thing too. Is like he's 29 years old, not that old. Has had multiple years of over 130 tackles. Dude is I think he's getting better too. Like it's just, and this is a more comparable like replacement now. Now I can really say this is like, I still think Spillane's better, but this is more of a, now you can say, okay, this is a little bit more of a lateral type movement. Like, because now if you see that, if you kind of compare both of those guys, Spillane, like now Spillane and him, they're more comparable numbers to each other. You know what I mean? So it's like, I like that signing last week. And I think, Pete Carroll kind of even made it known, like he was glad that, Spytek got that deal done.
You're right, Gabe. You convinced me. I like the pickup. I don't know if it's just me. I was just trying to say, I didn't know the dude. I don't know who the dude was. And I know it wasn't that good of a defense, but I'll tell you right now that you still got a problem with depth now, though. You got those young guys, and then I don't know how much you think of Jalen, and I don't know how much you think of Devin White, but I think their days are past them, and one of these dudes don't produce or gets hurt, we're gonna have some problems in that position again. We got to get somebody that's dope in there. You know what I mean? Maybe one of these guys can do it. I'm hoping so, but I'm not gonna say that it's a bad pickup anymore. You convinced me on what you said, that he's been consistent. I didn't really look up on it. I wasn't really educated about it, so I'm gonna say finally we got a good pickup. And you're right too. We got to get some secondary help too. That's another concern tonight. It looked like it's gonna, we keep saying Jalen Ramsey, but I don't think they're gonna cut the dude.
I don't think so either, man. Don't look like it.
That's what they're waiting for. They're not gonna trade for him. I don't think we're gonna trade for him. There's a lot of money, and we're doing shit on the cheap, so I don't think we're gonna get him.
What do you think about the corner that the Green Bay just let go?
He gets hurt a lot, Gabe. He has injury problems, bro. It was like getting another, and then we're gonna get a wishy-washy situation. When Alexander got hurt, they put in Bates, and we got Bates, and then Bates was hurt, and then Jair came back. Are we gonna do that? What Green Bay did?
Yeah, for real.
I don't know. It's tough for me to put that together. We're gonna because Bates is starting for us, and he's on the depth chart to start it. JB moved up and got back up on the starting spot. JB moved up and got back on the starting spot in the depth chart, but he's been going back and forth, number 2 with Dorian, and I've been watching that closely. I don't want a rookie out there right now, right off the bat. I don't want this dude covering Diggs our first game of the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's.
How you gonna feel about that? Right, first game of the season, you got Diggs out there, you got Matt Collins. What is it? Yeah, Matt Collins out there.
I don't think we'll see him that early. Like I think we'll see him, but I don't think we're gonna see him that early. Like we'll see a lot of him, when guys are maybe need breathers at the beginning, but I don't see him. Then again though too, if he's balling out, then he's a guy that you can't hold back, then why not? But I don't see him going out there and being the guy on Diggs. You know what I mean? It's most likely I see like a JB, maybe even a Eric Stokes, because he seems to be like a guy that Pete Carroll's kind of high on. But yeah, unless we trade for somebody, like I don't see Darian Porter being. I see him being, effective early even too. But I just to give him that responsibility to go out there and guard the best guy on the other team already, like, yeah, I don't see that
Yeah.
yet.
But it can happen because they'll probably be trying to do it.
For sure.
Get that young guy, put him in a situation, put him in motion. And you're playing zone, bro. So you ain't gonna get. If he goes in motion, ain't nobody gonna be following him unless he does something special. So they could both switch sides. But boom, there he is on him. I don't know. I don't even know JB could get Diggs, but it's not. It's just how you cover and what position you're in. It's not going to be a one-on-one type thing. He's just going to cover his zone. So I'm not excited about the secondary now. I don't know where the drop off and I like JB. I like JB, but he kind of with Pete Carroll getting the head coaching job, I kind of said, "Oh, JB might be in trouble." And in the beginning, he was second. He was dev second, bro.
Who,
He was playing with
JB?
the twos. Yeah, he was playing with the twos.
Yeah, I know. I heard the beginning, and no, but also another thing too, like on a different note too. I've heard that Gino's been kind of been getting it together and like tearing it up, kind of at some points, kind of carving up the defense, and that's good to hear too, though. You know what I mean? Because as much as you want the defense to improve, you also don't want to be hearing every day that the offense is getting, picked off or Gino's looking bad, because then that gives life to these, the guys that we were talking shit about last week. You know what I mean? That the guys that are giving any legs to AOC possibly starting and shit like that. Like that gives life to those type of people, which, when you hear Gino's actually carving up the defense at points in training camp and shit like that, like when the ones are going against the ones, that's I think that's reassuring people, especially if you were on the fence, which I don't know why would you be on the fence with Gino and AOC, but like if you had any kind of doubts, I think hearing that can kind of just make you a little bit more rest assured that it's gonna be Gino.
Man, I'm being rest assured already.
I know, I'm talking about people that were, kind of I don't know why you would be kind of persuaded by those arguments that the people are making for AOC, but because you can see with your own eyes what AOC has been, you know what I mean? And like I can see him maybe getting better and in like time management and shit like that, but with this type of, I just don't see it with this not with this offense and then like that we just been talking about it. I just don't see him competing with Gino for the starting spot.
You even got Hondo talking about the guy that said that, saying stop it. I don't know who you got in there, but I'm in there. I don't see.
But that was his mission. You know what I mean? Like I bet you that's all he was really intending for. That's really what he was intending for. Like for
good
somebody.
Idea. Like, good idea, but be right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just don't like. That's like when you say like when a person's famous or infamous. Infamous. You know what I mean? Like when a person's known for like they're known for something that they did, or like you know what I mean, they're not actually like, they're just, it's like almost to like the point where like it's comparable to like they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you type shit. You know what I mean? It's like you're not famous, you're infamous. They know you because of what stupid shit you did. You know what I mean? Because they remember you're that guy, like, oh, that's that stupid guy that did that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that
I didn't even know there was a difference. I didn't even know there was a difference. I just say the dude's dope. That means famous to me. How much dope? That's the best thing, man. But hey, Tyree Wilson, Ronnie, the new guy on the show. I haven't seen him totally click on everybody's math. It will probably be playing defensive tackle in the absence of Wilkins. He is a defensive tackle now. He should be. He ain't no defensive end, I'll tell you that. But he's a defensive tackle now. I think he'd be good at that spot. I don't know. I don't trust him enough to be a defensive tackle. But what Gabe said, I believe Gabe. He's hearing stuff. He don't listen to bullshit. And
Oh,
he said that he's getting busy in the camps. So
it was today's live from Sanji. It was today's
yeah,
live. Go
Shinji.
check it out. Anybody who hasn't seen it, go check it out too. Like that was, I guess he's hearing it from inside the building that's what's kind of like that's been the news. Which he also said too, though, you know what I mean. It is early in training camp, so like I said too, it's hopefully it continues. That's all we need. We need that to be an everyday thing. We want to hear. We want to get it to the point where it's news that you don't hear, or like he's not doing something good. Like I want to hear, like I want it to be to the point where it's news that he had a bad day at practice. That's what I want to know. Like that I hope it gets to that point to where like it's a big deal when he has a bad day at practice. You know what I mean? Because then that's when you know that he's getting to his potential. Because like I get it, you know. I want to hear like it's good news. You know what I mean? No matter what, but it's also your third year in the league. You're the 7th overall pick. Like you should be on this route. You know, you should have been on this route. So it's like we want to just see consistency, and hopefully he can just keep it up and take that shit into Sundays.
I'm just waiting for this dude to do something, man. I'm waiting, and just the how could you? What could I say, Gabe? I've just talked so much shit about the guy. I'm just kind of done with him, but the I'd say football wise and football mind wise, coach wise, you can't let a guy like that go because he's so big, so supposedly so strong, and he's a massive guy. They don't make guys like that, so keep him. He's cheap. Well, he's a first round pick, so he's making some dough, but he hasn't added up to it, so it might be a waste of a pick. Keen Alexander, welcome to the show. I haven't seen you before. Please subscribe to Raider Nation Live. Raider Gabe 420, Coach Gravy, and What a Blow. Look at all three of us and hit them buttons, man, for us and get us popping again. There we go, Raider Granite again. Sanjeev is in the trench guy. Yeah. Like he said, no pass, but Wilson looks good. And I'm going to recap on that. He's getting better. I listened to the press of Wilson. He's having the best camp. Yeah, I ain't got Sanjeev's a good guy to get information from. He is a trench dude. And the reason why he has tens of thousands of followers because he gives good information. And he dissects it real good too. So shout out to Sanjeev with the information. I check him out once in a while. He's there. He knows people in there. I know he knows people. Me and Gabe know that he knows people in there. So that's watching that more than others. More than others say, but you know Sanjeev. Dudes like Samoan and Sanjeev, they got the info, man. They're probably up in there seeing what's up. And we got Trap Guy. What's up, man? We have Tyree making plays, rotating with Kuntz and Max. That would be nasty. I don't think he's a defensive end, Trap Guy. I don't think he's going to be playing that. I think he's going to be a tackle.
I mean, I could see him lining out there like on maybe running downs just because if they want like a bigger package and they want, you know, like maybe, like maybe for like it's actually like it's gonna be a running down, which I don't see them pulling out Kuntz because Kuntz I think does play the run pretty good too. But like I think it's just I could see him giving maybe Kuntz maybe a breather on sometimes, or if they need a bigger body because they need like you know, maybe it's a shorter, you know, shorter yardage situation where they might want a bigger body out there. Then you might still see Wilson in there. But I think that's gonna predicate on fucking Wilkins' availability though, because if Wilkins is not available, they're gonna need him more in the middle, like they were talking about earlier, more on the defensive line side. So, I do like the versatility, but it has to be. You have to like it ain't versatility yet until he's effective in both positions. You know what I mean? He hasn't been effective at one, so it's not considered versatility until he's at least effective in shit. I would say at least in one, but it's actually considered versatile when you can do both things at a good rate. You know what I mean? So hopefully he could get to be versatile. Like we could use him at both positions, and he's effective there.
I've always questioned, you know, since the second last year, I questioned his ism for the game, and You got to have that, especially if you're a tackle. You can't just get thrown around and slow, and
No.
you gotta be perfect in practice to be perfect. So yeah, he's third on the depth chart. So I don't want to see him in games. Kind of done with number 9, but I hope he does good. He has to do good. He's gonna be a bust. He's already
Yeah.
getting called that. People still have faith in him, but I'm not sure. I see a guy say that Beck is gonna suck. Who was that?
I think it's just because
Hmm?
it's because it's been more
King
news
Alexander.
around Thornton and Genty and shit like that, to where you're not hearing a lot about Besh, but you're also not hearing anything bad either. I don't hear nothing bad about Besh, so I think it's
One thing
just
I'm hearing about Best is that he hasn't signed his contract or something.
that's it. So it's like I think it's just because maybe you haven't heard him get played up by like Thornton has, like, because Thornton has been one of these guys that's been kind of been talked about a lot. You know what I mean? That he's impressing a lot of people. But I don't even think, because you will get, like, there's no shortage of reporters that's they're waiting on also him failing too. Like, there's always going to be those, that there's certain type of reporters that are going to be waiting to talk shit if they do see him doing bad. You know what I mean? So I haven't heard that yet either. So until I hear some actual bad news, I'm not ready to call him no bust either. You know what I mean? It's just like I think it's just dude that's going with his head down, and he's nothing flashy anyway. I don't think you're gonna see that type of. That's not what you're gonna want to see. I think him is just how hard he's gonna work, dog. Like him
Uh,
is that like when he's on the field, I just think he's a different type of player. Like, he's a guy that likes football, loves football actually, and it's like I don't see. I just he ain't a flashy type guy. I don't see him.
he gets big plays, but the big, like, silent, deadly plays he gets. You know what I mean? And that's what he needs to do. Thornton, on the other hand,
More reliable type guy. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like,
guy. He gonna be a better Jacoby Myers when he grows up. That's what I think he is. That could be a number 1 guy. That could be a number 1 guy. And Thornton, look, Thornton was a 4th round pick, and we're expecting a lot from this guy. We're putting him in a starting position. He might do that, but look at the bullshit we got out there. You know, we're saying Trey Tucker is dope.
that's the reason, though. I just think that's the reason why
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
that question even got brought up with Besh, because you hear a lot about Thornton being really good. Like, I even seen another video already, like this week too, about Thornton, how he's tearing it up and how he's a stolen, like he's a steal, like he's probably gonna
But
be the steal.
look who
So it's
he's
like
competing against.
I hope so though. Like, I really do hope so. Like, I hope all of these right. Like, if enough people say it, I mean, I get
A
it
lot
when,
of
like,
people
maybe
are.
a lot of people are saying it, man. A lot of people were like, a lot of good news coming out from that with that kid, man. He's big, he's tall, he's fast. I mean, hey, but who knows, man? Like, he was at one point though considered a like maybe a first round talent too. So it's like there's things that kind of went wrong with him and shit like that. But who knows, man? Like, there's those type of guys, and maybe Pete Carroll's the type of guy that can maybe get him back to that level. You know what I mean? Tap into that.
I wasn't thinking Thornton then at that round. I was thinking more of different receivers. There was a bunch of, in my view, better receivers than Thornton. So he's gonna have to rub off on me. I'm not gonna listen to different guys that I know ain't there
Yeah,
to see it. They're just hearing it like we are. But
yeah.
he's a rookie, and we're expecting him to do this amazing shit. I hope he does. But
I'll be there too.
I'm gonna keep it civil, man, and just say, he's beating out this
Yeah, for
kind
sure.
of bullshit we have. We think so highly of Tucker. I don't. And if he's beating out Trey Tucker, then fine. That's good for me. That's good with me. But he needs to, if he's the starting, bro. If he's
Hey,
starting.
but Trey Tucker though, I think Trey Tucker has been, like, last year he got a little bit better. You know what I mean? I think he was. I think it's just the quarterback play again. You know what I mean? Nobody that could really throw it to him. You know what I mean? It is just maybe Gino could fucking bring out a little bit more in him too. But I think he's gonna
I
have
didn't
to
think
work
about it like that.
hard now. I think he's gonna be working really hard now though too, because now you're getting a bunch of hoopla around Thornton, so it's gonna be, I think, even harder because I think it's like Thornton's already setting off a first good example, and he's their pick, so it's gonna be, I think, Tucker's gonna have to be real hard, and he's gonna have a short leash out there. You know what I mean? I think Tucker and the guys that are like the third type of receivers, they're gonna have a short leash with the news around Thornton right now, and them guys being part of the last regimes. You know what I mean? And like Thornton's gonna be a guy that's probably gonna be quick to be called upon if these other guys are not panning out right away. You know what I mean? Because that's their guy. You know what I mean? And you're already hearing good things about him.
Good point. Well, we were hearing like Ronnie said, Thornton Jr. can't be another Luby situation. I don't pump this guy up, and this dude's over here playing like shit. Or even get in the game. Don't do that, Raider Nation. Please do not do that. We've done it to so many players.
I think the lobby though, the Luby thing though, it was like
he's a 7th round pick.
Yeah, but we were never hearing that he was tearing it up in camp. We were just hearing that he was doing his dancing drills. He was a good little, good little spark or whatever like that. But we were never hearing that he was going out there. We were never hearing that he was going out there with the first team offense or anything like that, and going to catch touchdowns and shit like that. Like the Thornton guy, I think is way different situation than the lobby situation.
He did what a 7th round pick do. They're not ready, and they fumble the football when they get pressured and put in the game. That just tells you our coaching was unhead coachable to put a guy out there that wasn't ready. Nobody's not ready to play right now.
Like remember your argument though too. Remember like last year you were like, this guy played at Lobby, played at the school they played at, West New Hampshire, whatever it was, and this guy Thornton, slouch man, he played in the SEC. You know what I mean? He played in the SEC at Tennessee, so it's like it's one of the more comparable leagues to like to the NFL. You know what I mean? Like it's not the NFL. Nothing's the NFL, of course. Nothing can get compared. Like, but there's a reason why the Big Ten and the SEC are the top of the food chain. You know what I mean? It's like, and Thornton, and then another thing too with Thornton is like he played in the SEC and at one point was thought of being about a high commodity, but the red flags kind of I think dropped his stock a little bit. But I don't know, man. You might be seeing him right now where like the way I hear people talking about him, you might see him. What I'm seeing with him right now is like he's tapping into that part of him, like that.
Yes, sir.
That guy that was supposed to be, first, second round type of guy.
And he's an old Oregon guy, so that tells me that they don't recruit you at Oregon if you're like not good. They recruit the best players at Oregon and the nation. You know what I mean? So he went to Oregon first, right? And then he went to Tennessee. Tennessee is a very offensive. Their offense is I like it, but it's real quarterback friendly. Quarterback's gonna get a grip of yards and throw the ball everywhere. And it's Heupel's a good. He went there and he has his own offense in there, kind of like UNLV. Special kids play his system, and then we got to get that out of Thornton. And then Thornton, maybe that's why he dropped a little bit because everybody was talking about the quarterback, and then the quarterback was different. Like the way I thought about Dart with Kiffin, and he's like that. He dictates where the quarterback throws the football. Thornton's name was called a lot because he's fast. But if he would have just stayed at Oregon, he would have been I think he would have been probably in a better situation. But he's a Raider now, and I best of luck to him being a 4th round pick and starting right away. Mentioned to be first working with the ones already as a rookie. That's great news. And he could do damage with that speed if he just knows how to catch the ball. And he grows up quick. He grows up big. He ain't a little boy out there no more. He ain't playing against little boys. Even if you play Alabama, they ain't boys either. But those other guys ain't little boys anymore.
No, but it's gonna be. I think we're gonna be.
Your mic going in and out now, Gabe. Your mic goes in and out.
I think it was because I raised it, but it went back to its adjusted itself. You hear me now?
I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
Oh, I was hearing on Speak show on Fox Sports Net. They were
Uh,
about they were naming their division winners, and almost all of them picked the same division winners. But when they went to the wild card, Keyshawn picked the Raiders to win to be a lock as the wild card, which I was like,
that's great. Keyshawn did. He's a Raider fan, bro.
Keyshawn Johnson.
On the unders, he's a Raider fan.
Yeah, I think so too now because grew up and he's a West Coast guy. I think he's an undercover Raider dude. Like, you know what I mean? It's just but I don't know, man. I think people are starting to see too because they didn't really disagree with him either, even the other people on there, but they were just like they were just I think they're still a little bit like waiting to see, like us too. Like I think they're still waiting to see what plays out with them. Like I think there's a lot of good things on paper that are looking, like that that the Raiders made a lot of good solid moves actually, you know what I mean, with adding the receivers that we got, hopefully Thornton, like we're talking about, can pan out as well. Like Genty, hope I believe in wholeheartedly, that he's gonna ball out since day one. You know what I mean? Gino's gonna be a major improvement. You know what I mean? Like I signing this week, Germaine Pratt is a big move. Like I know he might not be the best name or like that flashy name or whatever like that, but he's going to add a lot of needed depth to that room. You know what I mean? To the linebacker room. I mean, I like I said, like earlier, I think we're still in very. I think it's still very open to where we're gonna probably make a move or two more. You know what I mean? I don't think we're totally done yet. Where
I think we should get another linebacker.
We might not get the
should
names.
Get another linebacker.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it, but I would more look at the corner especially. But like any defensive back help would be awesome.
Corner's
like,
number one.
But even like if we don't go get the names that like are out there, the flashy names like the Jalen Ramsey's, go trade for him, or you know what I mean. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name of the food from Green Bay that just got let go.
Jair Alexander.
Jair. Like even though we don't go get any of them to, like, just adding depth to that corner room would be awesome though. Like obviously if you go get one of them two would be fucking amazing. You know what I mean? That would be put me into that very comfortable in saying that we have a very good shot at making the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like if you do a move like that, but just adding any, I think, depth to that defensive back room, a lot corner for me. But
I would start to say that, Gabe. I would start to say that, bro. I would start to say, where we're in a good spot, competitive spot. If I was solidified knowing what the hell is wrong with Wilkins and our cornerback situation, I'm not with JB and Eric Stokes back there.
I'm saying.
I'm not with that.
I think just with the added, like if we add like that's what I'm saying. If we were to add a guy like Jalen Ramsey or Jair, I think that would, you finally get a guy that I think you feel comfortable in putting on, you know what I mean, the best receiver on the other team. Like regardless, like I do agree to a certain point, Alexander can be a bad fit for a locker room at a certain point. But I also believe in, like, that sometimes happens when they're like, I just think that's less for me, and in my opinion, I think that would be less possible and happening with like with the Pete at the helm. You know what I mean? I think Pete kind of, not that he's any different or anything, I just think that he's just more, like they say, the player friendly type of shit, to where I think he gets players more, dog, to where I think Jair, I think Jair would feel comfortable in a situation like that, to where he wouldn't be wanting to even be a distraction in that type of locker room like environment. But I get where you're coming from though, that like because of the, you know what I mean? But the things that he's done, like I get it, bro. Like, calling for the defense when, you the fucking, you want your defense out there. You almost cost them to be, go out there on defense on overtime or shit like that. You got suspended for a game. or whatever. But I don't see like where he went out and you know what I mean, like the problems that we're used to having, to where he has a domestic violence fucking issue, or he got caught speeding in it with the
You didn't get cut
DUI,
because that. You didn't get
or
cut
this,
because that.
you know what I mean. So it's like I don't know, man. I think right now we're in a good spot in that point of view where I think we got a good guy at the helm right now, and I don't care if it is Vegas or not. I think that there's a different attitude in the locker room right now to where I think Jair could work here, bro, because we need a guy that's. I get where you're coming from, but I think Jair could work here because we need a guy
I'm
that
with
could go out
that. I'm with that.
and cover the number
I'm not
one
with
and
yeah.
two.
I'm with that as far as his attitude playing the game, but he gets hurt a lot, and you know that.
That
You
too.
know that.
I mean, I
And
would love Jalen Ramsey, though. I would love a Jalen Ramsey over
yeah,
here.
he's gonna
But
be. We're gonna have to pay him some money. It ain't like because he
exactly.
loves the Raiders. Don't mean that
Both
he's
of
gonna
them.
want a discount. He gets paid like that for
Both
a
of them.
reason.
But that's why I'm
Yeah,
saying too, like both of them were gonna be worth money. That's why I'm saying, like, even if we wouldn't get any of them to, like, just adding any depth or to, like, it's like you said the other day, where shit, I wouldn't mind even going to go get Stephon Gilmore. You know what I mean? Like, which that's a big
I
drop
was
off
like
from the two
that.
guys we're talking about. That's a big drop off from the two guys we're talking about. I obviously, but it's also like just adding depth to that room to where you feel more comfortable, even in this
Veteran, yeah,
knowledge of the game, even in this knowledge of the game, to where he could pass that on to some of these young guys. You know what I mean? Like that's even important at this point too. Like we're like I get where some people are coming from. Like, oh no, we don't need that old guy, or like you know what I mean? Like he's just gonna get burned or whatever like that. Like his knowledge of the game, even teaching these young guys, can be real big
you'll know
in
what to do.
situations and add a lot of
What
depth.
be-
You know what I mean?
what
So it's like
better yeah, what better situation could you be in, if you get a guy like that, like Gilmore or fucking Patrick Peterson, fuck he played last year, bro. And those guys like that could be a backup, bro. A lot doesn't fall off just because the knowledge. The young guys might be better now, but just you ain't maybe not lose a step in certain situations or what team you're playing. You know what I mean? I would feel comfortable with Stephon Gilmore covering Diggs than I would JB or Stokes. You know what I mean? Because he's done it. And it wouldn't be a problem jumping into this defense because he's
I think
been
especially
there.
early in the season, dog, because I think that's where
Yeah,
it's really beneficial
all their mistakes.
having one of those guys early, because he's coming like regardless of his age, he's gonna come out of the gates healthy. His body might not last as long throughout the whole season, throughout the whole rigorous part of the
Exactly.
season because he's older. But that's why I'm saying his knowledge of the game can pass it on to maybe one of these younger guys to where, later on in the season, he can take, more of a back seat, you know what I mean? Because he's, you know what I mean? Because earlier in the season, these guys are getting tips of how he's playing coverage on some of these guys and how he's, shadowing some of these guys, how he's, or I just think that's what I'm saying. Like, regardless of the name that we were hopefully we're bringing here, like hopefully it could be one of those Jair Alexander's, Jalen Ramsey's, but at this point, I just that would put me way more comfortable with the beginning of the season. Like I'm good right now because I already feel that we're gonna be a better team. But now I start, like, if you get one of those two guys, you know what I mean, and to a lesser point, even a Gilmore or another guy like that, I start feeling more comfortable to where, like, damn, we could
I
be
do
really
too.
fighting for a wild
I
card
could
spot.
too. I could too. With guys like that, man, this is a backup. I'm way comfortable. I wouldn't, disrespecting Gilmore that way, but I'm sure he's cool with it. He's at the end of his career. But just the fact that he knows and he could go out there and not miss a step, no defenses, and how to cover people. He's covered Stephon Diggs several times, he's covered the guys we're gonna play. That's what I concentrate on. I'm not giving a shit other receivers. Like when we play Chase, who would you want out there? Stokes or fucking Gilmore? I would want Gilmore because he did it before. He knows all this little bullshit. And
Yeah.
just having him as a backup will make me feel more comfortable because you got a guy, Richardson, he's in his second year. He got picked on last year. Did a great job. Looking forward to seeing him out there. And we got the rookie. We're real super young, but the potential there is great. Gabe.
Yeah.
He had a couple of years in him, and the potential there is so great. I can't wait to see these guys grow up. And yeah, I can't wait for these guys to grow up and learn the game and get it. It's very rare getting picked, at what they did. Dorian, he has to contribute. He has to do something. He was a high pick. So he needs to get out there. It means, having that's why my Wilkins, it tops it all, bro. I want to know how he is. If the dude can't go and he's going to be on injury reserve the first 4 games, then fine. I'll understand the defense more better. You know what I mean? I don't want a 50, 75% Wilkins out there because he's not going to do the shit that he does. We're not going to get Christian Wilkins. I would rather have another guy in there. And then
like at this point, like
I'm not with that 75% Wilkins.
He's been out so long that like you might as well get him fully healthy and then really put him back out there, because this is like what you say, like this is part of the foot. This is a part of the foot where like if you keep putting him back out there, he's just gonna prolong it, and he's never gonna get right. And then he's gonna probably get to the point where he's gonna have so many fucking procedures on there where it's because it's just never gonna be the same. To where like right now he's barely dealing with that injury. Get him 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know would be okay. Here we go. Gilmore signing means something. Yeah. Gilmore not signing means something. Oh, you could retire. He could, if that's what you mean. And Mike says, how do we attack Josh McDaniels offensively? Oh, how do we attack his offense? Well, we know what we're going to do. If he runs that EP, the best thing to do about that, if he runs it well, he has good players there, bro. He has a super elite wide receiver. They got running backs. Their team is better. They're not that 2-win team, 3-win team. They got a better coach.
I think it's going to be the development of Drake May. How good is that?
How their quarterback plays. And he was a good rookie quarterback last year, but the shit he had a good season. So the future's bright for New England. And then new shit, old shit like they're used to. And they were a totally different New England team. And they went back to their old ways. So great move by them. I got them. I got New England. This is fantasy shit, but as a team with the players they got, I got them fighting for that division, bro. Fighting to win that division. But they got the Jets, who they got? Miami, them, and who else?
Buffalo.
But they'll be. Don't be surprised. Buffalo's gonna kick their ass with that. They'll give them a game. They got a defensive coach there, and they always shine defense.
New England, though. Buffalo always struggles against New England.
Mm-hmm. Just like we always give Kansas City a good game. You know what I mean? And if people were asking me personally on IG, well, I think about the division. I don't want to be fourth in the division. A lot of people are picking us. More wins, Gabe. I know we're getting all players now, but they got us more wins, but still getting fourth in our division. They say San Diego's going to take the division. I think not.
I don't. But this is the thing, though, with the Denver, though. Like, I get it, Bo Nix. Like I think though last year though teams were going in there with, I think, not thinking much of Bo Nix, to where like you get guys. You think you get teams now game planning for him. This is going to be the real test for Bo Nix. Can he, because a lot of the sophomore slump shit is true. You know what I mean? Like, it's happened to the best of them. It's happened to the best of them. You know what I mean? To where some guys start off hot. I mean, even Stroud went through it. You know what I mean? CJ Stroud went through it. Like, so it's so a lot of guys go through that shit to where now you get defense is kind of more like they're more familiar with your game, especially a team that plays you twice a year. You know what I mean? That's more honed in on you, where Patrick Graham has now had a whole more time to like kind of game plan for him and shit like that, to where all these guys, Harbaugh and all of those guys are gonna have more Spagnuolo, all these guys are gonna have more ammo. Yeah, so it's like that's gonna be, I think, the real test. I don't think that we're gonna be like, I think we're gonna beat Denver. Like I really do think that we're gonna sweep Denver this year. I think we're a
Yeah,
better team to where I think Denver's gonna. I think Denver might take a step back. They did get a good signing this week, which that's predicated on health, too, because that guy gets hurt all the time too. They got J.K. Dobbins. They did pick up J.K. Dobbins this week, Denver, which that could be a big pickup, early for them. But the thing with
what they
J.K.
got Najee? They got Najee too, right?
No, that's
That was
Chargers.
San Diego. San Diego got
But,
Najee and O'Marion.
Denver got J.K. Dobbins this week. But I still think
J.K. Dobbins rejuvenated his fucking career, bro. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
with Harbaugh,
200 yards last year against us. Remember in the fucking opener?
Well, I was there, dude. I was bitching about it all game, man.
Yeah,
I almost had a heat stroke. I was mad. I almost had a heat stroke because I was watching Dobbins and Gus. What's his name?
Remember, I was fucking down to my muscle shirt, dog. I was in a muscle shirt by the end of that game, dog.
It was the chest naked, bro. It was hot.
That shit was.
But thank God the game in LA is later, so that's cool.
But dog, like tonight, like yesterday night, I was at a fucking party, dog, and like it was 90 something degrees at nighttime. Dog. It was fucking hot last night too. Like
it's 93 over here.
September is still hot as fuck. September's hotter than right now, I think, and like. At nighttime, it's still gonna be hot in that fucking stadium. Dog.
Hey, do we play him? We play him in September?
Yeah,
at LA.
We don't play them.
We play them in Vegas.
Yeah, I think we don't play them until November this year.
We play them a game after, almost back to back from Dallas game. We play them in November, late November.
That'd
be cool. Be cool.
Nah, but even though sometimes those, to be honest, November's still like the climate's fucked up, dog. Like last year was still warm and on Christmas.
But what's warm? It ain't 90 something.
It was like still like 89.
And that place is hot, bro. You got 70,000 hot ass people in that little stadium with no AC, bro.
Like the seasons are getting further into the year now over here, dog. Like I remember before, shit, you knew when fall was coming. Because September was like school was starting again, and then like it started getting foggy in the mornings. September started coming, foggy in the morning and shit like that, where it would be cool. Now September's fucking one of the hottest months of the year.
Damn. And that's when we win. We win in September. It was the first game of the season. It was September. Fuck, it was miserable day. And we lost. It made it even more miserable. The only thing that was good about that trip was the best thing about that trip.
No, you remember? I want to fuck somebody up on the way out of there. Anybody talk some shit, please.
And the only best thing about that trip was the chicken, bro. That was the best.
Oh yeah, after.
I can't wait to get some of that chicken in November, bro. In November.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna get chicken.
I think a new guy, he was talking about, I was ecstatic when we got Ronnie. I was ecstatic when we got Aston Genty. Have we seen our live? Go back to our draft live. I blew my stitches out of my that I got.
Remember I said I wasn't going to get no rookies fucking jerseys anymore?
Yeah, well, bro, you lied. I should have bet you.
Damn.
As much as I love
they're popping the fireworks out here.
As much as I loved him in the draft, I should get his jersey too, because I would have went ape shit if we didn't get him. As soon as I knew when Mason Graham went before us at 5, I said we're gonna get Aston James.
There was no doubt, dog. Like the only thing was the only thing doubt in my mind was, is he gonna be available at 6? That was my worst fear. I really thought, I didn't think that we were gonna pass him up. I really didn't think we were gonna pass him up. And when he got there to 6, I don't know why, but I felt very confident we were gonna pick him up, that we were gonna get him. And getting him it's so much even better, because feeling confident that we're gonna get him and then it happens is that's what makes you feel like fuck yeah, that's why the Powers pick last year was one of my favorite picks too, because remember I was after that first day, I was like, we gotta go get Powers, dog. We gotta go get fucking Powers, dog. Because I hated fucking.
And we did. You got happy when we got him here.
What's his name, dog? I even forgot. It's Andre James, dog. I didn't like Andre James, bro. Like, I don't know why we resigned him or anything like that. I was like, why the hell did we resign him? We need a damn center, a good one too. And when he was on the board and the second day still available, I was like, we gotta go get him. So when we got him, yeah, like that was like one of my favorite picks. As much as I like Bowers, I have his jersey too.
And what do you think when we put JPJ at guard right off the bat? What'd you think? I
was scratching my head, but I was like, because I remember even last year saying he's going to eventually play center. At one point, he's going to eventually play center. There's no way he's staying at guard. Like, he might be there right now because we need more help at guard, but there was never in my mind I thought that he was going to stay at guard. I knew he was going to eventually play at guard. It happened way more quicker than I thought, because I kind of started making myself believe that Andre James was going to be a little bit better, because people kept screaming the numbers that, oh, he wasn't that bad after all. He was rated top 10 in all centers in all the league, which I don't know.
I was the one saying that. I was one of the ones saying that, looking at that. He had the team, and he did good things, and he managed that team well. He just got blown back too many times. He's lighting the ass. All centers are JPJ's not little. He's not a small dude, so he's gonna hold his own.
That was my gripe with him though too. Like, he might have been a top 10 type center against maybe the guys that you don't know that much at defensive tackle, but every time he went up against like
Chris Jones,
Williams from the Jets, or Chris Jones, or like who knows, Lord forbid, fucking Jalen Carter or anybody like that, he would get fucking destroyed.
They had to help him.
Twice a year. Yeah, that was no.
They had to double team inside. When you double team inside, you just go run outside all day, or right through there all day.
You're playing like Cam Hayward and all of those guys like
that, elite guys like that. He can hang with. I think JPJ can hang with those guys, those type guys.
I think so too.
With grit, just with the grit. I think he'll do that. Bo Nix upside, Phillip Rivers. You know what? Lord Buddy Bear, I think. Welcome to the show. Haven't seen you, man. Sub to Raider Nation Live. Coach Gravy, Raider Gabe, 420. That's over here on my side. And what up, Low, man? He's not here today, but he's another co-host. And Rosetown is saying pack a bowl. What's up, Rosetown? How you doing? Phillip Rivers. If he's anything like Phillip Rivers, I don't want that, because Phillip Rivers
was a nightmare.
Raider killer, bro. I don't want him to anything like Phillip Rivers.
He never won that thing. As much as Phillip Rivers never won the big one, he always kicked our ass, dog. So like he kicked our ass a lot of times. People
are not gonna tell you that, Lord Buddy, but that's a big 1 year, bro. He's not Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers won a lot of games for them, but it was just coaching situation.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. This is the year that's gonna. I think this is the year that will be better. Like, I'm not throwing no shade. He was a good quarterback last year, rookie, got his team to the playoffs. A lot of people thought that Broncos weren't going to be ready at that point yet, and I think they surprised a lot of people. Which I'm not throwing shade at last year. I'm just saying the best of them get that have a sophomore slump, dog. So it's like, I think this year will be the year where, like, we'll see if Bo Nix is for real. We'll see if Jaden Daniels is for real. Like, I think Jaden Daniels is for real, but we're gonna see all these guys if they're for real. You know what I mean? The Penix, JJ McCarthy didn't play last year, but he's gonna have to step up this year. You know what I mean? So all these second year guys,
he balled out on us. We heard him, but he balled out on our ass.
Yeah.
That's when I started saying, I'm good with that Alec Kappa. What was he doing getting on your nerves, bro? He ain't even played yet. Was he talking? What's he doing? I like Alec Kappa, man. He's pinned in there at guard, so
got water.
There's a competition at both them guard positions, and Parham is there at left guard, I believe. It could be right. One. What you think about that? Gabe Parham in the mix A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Parham might be on the
I like
last
Parham, dog.
cut.
Like I've always liked Parham at guard. I don't know why. I might be one of the few, but I've always liked Parham. I think that he gets the short end of the stick too because he was playing against like with two fucking in the middle of two rookies last year, and then especially at the beginning playing with Andre James and another rookie on the side of him, like with Mumford, which Mumford just fucking totally fucking kind of made me look bad with his take because I thought Mumford was gonna be better, but he ended up not being good at all, basically, dog. But it's just I think Parham though is going to be better suited now, like especially if they can move him back to like left guard, like and have him next to Miller and in between Miller and like have him in
That's
between
where he
like
played his
Miller and
best
Powell.
ball, don't you think? He
Yeah, I
played
think
his
you have
best
him in
ball
between
next
Miller
to
and
Miller.
then you get one of those other guys fight out for that other, the right guard. You know what I mean? And it's like I just think that's I think Parham is going to be pretty good, bro. I think Parham is going to step his game up for some reason.
Yeah, you're one of the few. Like, yeah, I'm not saying it that much because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get grinded for this. Good people are ready to get Parham out of there, and I go, why? You know, he's good. He's light. He's a light dude, but he moves quick. He gets out quick. He can do that zone quick. It's just we can just do his job. It's different now. And the thing about Chip Kelly is that he really, really focuses on his protections and he does it the right way. It ain't gonna be like last year. I can guarantee you that. It's not gonna be like last year. His protections he's a protection guy. He likes to run the football, so he has to be his knowledge of protections is gonna be and running the football the way he designs his play. The offensive line is first at hand. It's first at hand. It has to be. So he's an outside zone guy. He's gonna be polling, and he's good at that. He has good feet. So he's probably showing it right now. And then when it comes down, he slotted left guard number one. I think he works better with Colton Miller. Colton Miller is all pros, always nominated to be all pro guy, but he was injured last year, and they finally gave him time to kick back and not be hurt, playing hurt. So then after that, at the end of the season, he started playing great. Normal Miller. So we get that, and the Parham that we got next to Miller the time before, it'll be a good thing for us.
I gotta call the fucking
Local stick, man. Thank you very much, man. He's saying Happy Father's Day to all.
I gotta call the guy that sprays for the fucking mosquitoes, dog, again because
you got them out there, bro. You get all bit up out there?
I'm getting bit right now, dog. On my legs. I'm like, I gotta call him tomorrow. He has to come tomorrow and spray this shit tomorrow because it's been like a month since he came. So
that's the main thing, in my opinion. You got one of them little candles out there, bro. One of them little zappers. That's what I got. I got a little zapper.
Yeah, but like I'm still so used to not having any of them back here because I usually have them come, but I have to have them fucking come out tomorrow. Like,
you know what I do too, bro?
It's because it's getting hot. Like during like the winter when the colder months, he only has to come like once a month. But like when it gets hotter, I have to have them come every 2 weeks because they come out more. They're out more. The fucking mosquitoes are way more right now.
The mosquitoes are protesting too, bro. They
motherfuckers.
They're leaving all that smoke and coming over there to Riverside.
No, there's been quite a bit of protest out here in Riverside, dog. Like some girl got ran over yesterday. There's been quite a fucking
on the news, bro.
Yeah, there's quite a bit.
They were deep yesterday. They were deep yesterday, bro.
Riverside. Yeah,
I seen it on CNN.
No Kings protest or something like that.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy, man.
They had a little thing in Fresno.
Even the other shit's getting crazy too. The Iran and Israel situation, all of that shit. That's just getting crazy, man.
Getting mentioned.
Yeah.
What up, man? How you doing, brother? Carol, my opinion, Carol's a big improvement as far as coaching is concerned. That was a big problem for us last year. Carol will get things straightened out, and his assistants will too. We have a way better coaching staff this year than we did last year. We'll see the difference. we'll see the difference. They got to get their guys in there, and that's what they're doing, getting guys like Pratt. What do you think about this? If you think this is good, we got 3 linebackers with a pay that ain't even equivalent to what Spillane got paid. I think all 3 of them together is like 8, 9 million, close to that. And Spillane got 11 a year.
I like it. I would like it more. I would be more comfortable with it if they were all signed for like that much money, and like each of them like at least 2 years each. You know what I mean? Because that gives me more. If that gives you more, like, okay, if you feel a little bit more comfortable, I feel a little bit more comfortable, because if you feel a little bit more comfortable in signing them 2 years, that means that you feel comfortable and that they're gonna pan out. So you're willing to give them that extra year. But when that's why I've been talking about this all off season. Like the 1 year things kind of just they're a little skeptical. Just like I don't really like them a lot, just because of the fact that they play good, you're gonna have to pay them a lot, right? And the 1 year deal always just tells me like that they're iffy on it too. That's the reason why it's a 1 year deal, because it's like you gotta show me type thing. Like they don't feel that comfortable right now. It's like almost like an incentive thing, like where I get it, like you want to incentivize them to be better, but like it just shows me that there's not that much confidence there. You know what I mean? Like it's just not that much confidence in that player if you're only signing them for 1 year. That's all. Well, it's like saying that they're gonna be trash or anything like that. It's just the 1 year thing always just tells me like they're not really comfortable in him either.
I thought we should have kept Spillane around. He proved this point that he was a good linebacker for us. We should have went that way to do it. And Pratt and Spillane, I'm cool with that. Splat and Landon Roberts, I'm cool with that. Spillane and Landon Roberts, I'm cool with that. Even Devin White. But then I would feel more comfortable. We had Spillane in our linebacker room. I'd be more comfortable with that, because all those guys are better than Blind Diablo. Oh, yeah. They're faster than him, but I don't think that, he got his bag.
I thought with the Germaine Pratt and adding, I think, Devin White and Devin White and fucking son of a bitch, fucking Landon Roberts. I think maybe as a whole linebacker class, we might be for sure lateral now, because I think
that's a lateral move.
When you pound for pound type, like when you're like side by side type shit, like maybe Spillane's still the top linebacker on that list, but I think adding the Germaine Pratt thing is like to where like, okay, now I feel a little bit more comfortable that he's closer to that type of threshold of linebacker. And then Roberts, I feel more comfortable than Diablo. Like I feel more comfortable than Diablo in a lot of fucking guys that we could have signed, but I feel more comfortable in Roberts. And as a dead piece, I like Devin White to be in there for either one of those guys. When either one of those guys needs a break, you know what I mean? And hopefully they can get the best out of like Eichenberg and you know what I mean, the Amari Baileys too. So
young guy.
Like, yeah, so hopefully, and then the new guy too, the Lindenberg too. So hopefully those guys can pan out, and the 3 guys that are gonna be like that I said first are able to give these guys a little bit of leeway, like these young guys too, like to step up.
So who's out of the names we got there, the ones, Jalen Smith's a good name, Devin White's definitely a good name. Which one of those guys you think won't make the cut out of all?
I forgot about Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith, I think they signed him to like a very incentivized deal, so he's gonna need a ball out, especially because he's coming off of like, you know what I mean, a year out without football, and I think he has an uphill battle. I think the Amari Bernies are gonna have like the uphill battle. Masterson might I think he might have maybe an uphill battle. Those are the guys that those are the guys for me are the chopping blocks. Those I would say I would start off with those names. Right.
The young guys?
Bernie. I would say Bernie, the Masterson, and then
Masterson's not on our roster anymore. I don't even see Masterson on our roster anymore.
Or if he's not, then I'm not that mad at it anyway. But
Yeah.
Devin White can be a candidate for that too, like because of he needs to step up now because hopefully there's a resurgence because he has been that guy before, but also in the last couple of years he hasn't been able to stay on a team too. So we got to be realistic too. Hopefully, Pete could get the best out of him, but if you don't start hearing out like good shit out of him, and that's another thing too, the Germaine Pratt thing. I don't know, man. They might have, Devin White might have got his foot in the door, or been at practice already, or in these fucking training camps already, and they're like, damn, we're gonna need some help there to like addressing the linebacking position right when he became available, like literally like a day after he got released, showed me that like something in them said that they're not comfortable with the linebacking position, right? Because they must have seen something out of the guys that they brought in to where like they don't feel comfortable yet. Where I think that points to like maybe a Devin White type, you know what I mean? Like, because bringing in like a Germaine Pratt, I think that he might be a candidate for that too. As much as I like Devin White and hopefully he can be that guy, but Devin White, Bernie, and shit, who else? If Masterson is on the team, I would say him too, but who knows, man? Gainer too. Hopefully Gainer could be too because he looks like he's a faster guy, longer arms. Hopefully he could be a mold type that Pete can, kind of likes, but I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. How many linebackers we still with last year? 5?
Yeah, we kept 5. Like looks like it, but we got rid of the other Amari. We got rid of. I don't see Masters there nowhere around there. I hope he's not on our team. Yeah, and we got those two young guys, and the ones we brought in, they're all new. Everybody's new there except for Gainer.
Eichenberg, Lindenberg, the for sure ones, and then you got Devin White, Landon Roberts, now Germaine Pratt. That's 5 right there, and then you also got Amari Gainer. You got I think Amari Burney's for sure still there too. That's 7, and
I think Amari Burney got cut.
No, I think he's there. Cause I seen him on the depth chart.
I seen him get hurt. He's gone. He got cut. There was 2 Amaris or something. I got the depth chart, but it's on my phone. I can't.
I'm looking at it right now. So they have the guys that they have right now are okay. Yeah, they don't have none of those guys. They have Eichenberg. They have Landon Roberts, Germaine Pratt, Devin White, Jalen Smith, Amari Gainer's there, Cody Lindenberg, and then the other 2 guys are Michael Barrett and Matt Jones. I don't know who those guys are, but so those are like the guys. Those are our linebackers right now on the our roster right now.
I think Landon Roberts, that man was a Pratt has green dye. He was starting linebacker for Bengals. Landon Roberts wasn't even a starter. He was just a run game stuffer.
The 3 guys they have penciled in as starters, like on ESPN, like according to their depth chart, the way they have it is Germaine Pratt, Landon Roberts, Tommy Eichenberg. Then they have behind them is Devin White, Cody Lindenberg.
Jalen Smith is not even on there.
He's behind Cody Lindenberg and Michael Barrett. Wow. But that's all. That's all going to be played out. All that stuff's going to be played out. Like, I wouldn't put any stock into that. I would say the only guys really that are probably right now have a log to start are probably, to me, everybody else is going to be fighting for a starting spot. I think Germaine Pratt's really the only guy that's going to be starting. Like, you could say that he's going to start.
Only for sure. He came in and probably going to lead our defense. He's the Spillane of the Raiders right now.
I think that's the only really guy that's going to be you could pencil in as a starter. I think some of these guys are gonna pan out. I'm not saying that the other guys are trash. I'm not even trying to say the other guys are trash. I'm just saying he's the only guy you can really pencil in as a starter. Where the other guys are going to, I think, be in that competition to where like they're gonna fight for that other row of linebackers, all of them. So I think there's gonna only be a lot of instances where there's only gonna be 2 of them out there anyway.
Most likely, if they go play nickel, they're in that nickel situation that they were always in last year.
Or
But we were at such a deficit. We were such a
they're probably gonna
deficit
be like
last year, man.
a nickel package to where even when they're not playing a nickel, like actually traditional nickel, you're gonna see that third linebacker probably be like a Palomao or like a Jeremy Chin.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So you might see that a lot of that to where that if they have to like jump in from a where like if the offense is audibling at the line and they have to like kind of like adjust to the offense and they have to bring in like a like a linebacker, you have, I think that's where I like the size, how the physicality type of play that our kind of safeties can bring, what I mean? So where you could actually bring one of them up, the Palomaos or
bigger.
Even the Jeremy Chin, and play that third type of linebacker.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because you get more linebackers, you put another linebacker there and take away that defensive back. Your coverage was the nickels to stop the pass, bro. I don't know what a misconception is. From what I know, more DBs is coverage, but nowadays you get those big safeties that play linebacker like Devon Diablo, and they stop the run for you. But if we were such in a mismatch because our defensive line wasn't doing shit, is that we had to play nickel all the time. So that's why we only had 2 linebackers out there. We're in a situation where our pass rush is great, and then no one can run the ball on us, and then that's when nickel is going to come in and benefit us. You know what I mean? But we were having an extra DB there to stop the run, and that's not what nickel's for. Nickel and dime is you got more defensive backs. Obviously, it's for coverage. So I don't want to be in that situation. We got to quit thinking, we throw nickel out there all the time. We were just in bad situations where we had to do that. But if we just get a basic, 4-3, and then have the coverage of that, those guys cover well. But that defensive line gets busy, we're going to have a problem with our secondary at all. All of us know that. I don't want to be out there playing nickel all the time. No, that's not. You can play that, but all the time is not good in my book. You can be good at it, but coverage. You got a problem with covering people. I
would just feel so much comfortable with the signing. Like if they come out this week and sign like a fucking good corner, like a decent corner, even like I'll be like, damn. I think we're definitely I think we're already on the right track, but I'll be like, okay, we're on a faster track than I thought. You know what I mean? Like we're on a faster track. Okay, like Pete ain't fucking around. You know what I mean? Like we're like, I think we're gonna be better. That's no question for me. But you go sign a fucking great corner, it's gonna make a big jump, bro. Because our defense, I think, is teetering on that being a good defense right now. Like if you go get that
teetering, they're teetering.
They're teetering to be a good defense. I'm not gonna jump out and say a great defense because shit, I fucking ate my words last year fucking a lot. You know what I mean? So I want to see the product on the field for sure. But they're teetering. You go sign a great corner like the one we were talking about earlier, or even a decent corner. I think you start teetering that line of, okay, this is gonna be a real good team to where you're going to be, barring injuries, you're going to be, chasing that wild card, or who knows, man. Some stuff, stranger shit has happened. You never know, man. You could be fighting for the fucking division when it's all said and done. But I mean, I just think I love our offense. I just love our offense. I know a lot of people still have question marks in the offensive line, but I think we're going to be good in the offensive line. I also think that we're going to get a big surprise out of one of these rookies too. One of these rookie offensive linemen is going to be a big surprise this year, and he's going to come in and solidify this line, bro. And Genty himself is gonna make this offensive line look better. To where, you know what I mean? So I just think that, like, I feel comfortable in our offense, bro. Like, all the weapons that Gino's gonna have, his accuracy, you know, Chip Kelly, I think is going to be, he's gonna be a nightmare for defenses. You know what I mean? The play calling of, it ain't gonna be that, you know, predictable type shit that we were used to last year. You know what I mean? With fucking Getsy and all of that shit, to where it was just, you could literally, it looked like he was reading it off a fucking game of Madden, bro. Like that's literally what he was doing all like, I don't know where that's literally where I think Getsy got his playbook from, dog. He went to Madden and just drew a bunch of plays down. But like, it's just, I think Chip Kelly's added thing. That's why I'm really worried about the secondary at this point. I know the Wilkins thing, it's worrisome to a certain point, but I think having Kuntz healthy, having Max healthy back again, and you know what I mean, like, hopefully the good news keeps going for Tyree, and just the physicality that I think that of the type of players that we're playing, that we're signing, like the Chins, the re-signing of Palomos, the Landon Roberts too, bro. Landon Roberts is a fucking physical ass linebacker, like, and you know, Germaine Pratt, you know, Devin White, those dudes can hit. They all that have that in common, and I would feel so much comfortable with that. Then I start getting into the realm of I'm gonna start talking my shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start talking a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Without no worry of like, oh, the backlash later on of like, I see, dog, you fucking we're talking out of your ass again. Like, I really feel comfortable in saying that if we go out and do a move like that at any point in this, what's remaining in this offseason, we're gonna be a lot better. We're gonna be, I would agree with some of these fans that I was calling, like, trying to tell them to hold their horses earlier about don't put that much expectations yet. You know what I mean? So, but also I kept saying at the moment we weren't built for that, and we kept making more moves. You know what I mean? We since then we've drafted Genty, we traded Gino, we fucking signed, you know, Germaine Pratt this week. You know what I mean? We've done a lot of moves since then, to where, like, you keep adding, and that's what all I was saying earlier this offseason. Like, I just want to keep seeing these moves and keep adding good pieces to this team, to where, like, I'm getting more and more comfortable every day, for sure.
You convinced me, the linebacker, not sold up. It's not sold on me yet, but you convinced me that this was a good pickup for us, because you know, when I looked at the things about Pratt, Gabe, and he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy for Cincinnati. He wanted to get traded. He requested a trade. So I'm thinking, you know, when a player starts doing stuff like that, they're thinking he signed a contract, and it was a good contract, you know, decent one for him. And he kind of, like, they got pissed off at him because he kind of got that way. I want to trade, you know.
Well, did you hear the Hilton news too? Hopefully, I think supposedly he's sounding like he's kind of disgruntled over there too. Like,
yeah, they didn't dig him.
There's something going on with that defense because the Hendrickson thing too.
I think there's something going on with that team, bro. I think something's going on with that team.
Like, they're
you know what I think? It's offensive, defensively. It's because they're putting all this money in offense.
But they try to hide it by saying, "Look, we are trying. We're picking up. We're signing. We're giving Chase a lot of money. We're giving, you know, Burrow a lot of money." But they ignore the other stuff, and I think they try to shut up the fans by that. But, like, it's looking pretty fishy with all that defensive shit. Like, people, you know, requesting trades and holding out, and now you want to say fucking now you got problem over there. Hilton news, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. Hopefully there is some truth to that Hilton news too, because I mean that's another name that like I said, he's not that big name, but he's an added piece, a depth piece of.
He did some shit. He did some shit for Cincinnati, bro.
I think it'll be a solid piece to where he adds to this defense. And like you get a piece like that, hopefully there is some truth to where he's unhappy over there and you get him over here. You know what I mean? With Germaine
And
Pratt.
it'd be a situation to where I'm gonna agree with a new spot, new flow. He got the game back in his blood. You know what I mean? Linebackers, bro. If you don't love what you're doing, dude, you're gonna get fucked up, Gabe. You know what I mean?
You don't want to see what basketball says about backers. Fuck this.
Your backers, you got back problems. You do the Friday the 13th stand, bro. Michael Myers stand. We had a major problem tackling this Nab man last decade in defense. I'm going to respond to this one to you, Nab man. I think that it changes this year for sure. We got bangers out there. Yes, we do. Bangers, yeah. Pratt is known for taking bad angles and missing tackles. Now, that was from what the problems that the Bengals had with him. If he comes to us and does it, you look at what the Bengals are saying about Pratt. I don't think a team would talk shit on a player unless he majorly disrespect that team. He wanted a trade. I don't know what was said, but 18 missed tackles in a season. That's a lot in my book. Yeah. But you can check that out and do your research on that. I did, and that was the case. He has a lot of missed tackles. He misses bad angles, and we don't need another Divine Diablo again. That's just the same thing. But he has more. But he's a middle linebacker. He's not. He don't play. He's bigger. He's a bigger guy. That's the type of guy I wanted. So I'm gonna give him benefit of doubt with that. If he doesn't do it with us, then I'll squash it. But
I like it though. I like that pickup.
Answering your problem that we had a problem tackling. If he is that guy, he adds to that problem. So we got to watch out for that. I'm not dissecting the bad things about him. I look at that because people don't talk about it. We just say the dude's balling. He's balling. He's a green dot. He's doing this. He's doing that. Yes, every linebacker can smack that ass, bro. Every linebacker can lay the wood. But listen to me, okay? Listen to me. If the dude doesn't do all the other things, take on tackles, they get to the line of scrimmage and make a tackle, not do it 5 yards when a running back gets 5 yards like Diablo did, getting guys from behind. Bad angles, that's what that is. So it's highly noted on his bio as a linebacker. And it was when he was in the combine. He takes bad angles. So he needs to solve that problem with us. Maybe it was coaching. I don't know. But like I said, Gabe convinced me. I give him benefit of doubt. I think it was a good pickup.
I think it has a lot to do with the product of a whole defense too. Like you could get some skewed numbers sometimes too when you're like a bright spot on that defense too. Like you're gonna get some missed tackles because sometimes you're the only guy out there. So the only guy out there fucking actually doing shit. There's some shit. There's not gang tackling. There's like usually on other defenses there's not an opportunity to have that many missed tackles because there's a guy right there at the same time you're doing it. You know what I mean? But I do get it. Like you don't want to see that many missed tackles. You don't want to see that many missed tackles ever. But I do kind of think it's a little bit of a product of both. You know what I mean? It has to do a little bit with both. Like I think he has we have nowhere to be kind of like we weren't that much better than a fucking defense last year, I think, than a Bengals, but I think we also suffered from a lot of injuries, and I think we got a lot more physical in this offseason. That's one thing I can agree on. Like maybe we were a little bit better coverage wise or anything like that. We are, but I think tackling wise, I think we're not gonna have that problem. I think there's gonna be a lot of guys in there that are gonna be around the ball a lot when they're tackling, like guys like
they're faster.
Will they have some mix-ups on coverage, maybe some coverage mix-ups or something like that? I can see that. But I can see this team being a team that you're going to see the very next day, the Monday injury report, you know what I mean? For when after they play the Raiders is going to be pretty long. You know what I mean? Like, because there's gonna be a physical defense, dog.
Laying that wood. I get you with that. I know that. But what do you think about Nabman missed tackles is a BS stat? I don't think it is. That's a concern. They were it's not a stat. Nabman. I'm not saying it was a stat. I'm saying that's what they were saying about the guy. Bad ain't
I like
missed
I like
tackles.
this.
We were saying that shit about Diablo missing tackles. So I don't know. I
I
didn't
just
hear
think
you.
that this defense is built a lot different than the Bengals last year defense, to where this is a more short defense. Like, regardless if it's better or not, like, I just think that the way that this defense is built is you're not. I'm not as worried as in, like, I'm not as worried as in him missing that many tackles on this defense, because tackling is not. I don't think there's gonna be the big problem with this defense. I think the biggest problem right now, like what I see out of this one, that's where the defensive line comes into play, is like, if you leave them out on an island out there too long with these young corners, they might get burnt. They might drop coverage. They might, you know what I mean? That's what I could see in this. That's where I think the weak spot is in this defense, to where, like, the defensive line and the linebackers and all of that shit are going to have to be like, it's gonna have to be one of those defenses that's gonna have to be getting to the quarterback a lot of times. They're gonna have to be getting the quarterback dirty, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you cannot, if a quarterback has any type of clean game on us, it's gonna be pretty bad. It's gonna be pretty bad. If there's a quarterback that's the offensive line out there that's controlling the game against us, we might look pretty bad out there, because I think our secondary that's where they might struggle a little bit, to where, like, if if they have to cover for a long time, that's where you might see the you know what I mean, the downfall in this defense, to where, like, it's gonna be a big play, a big part of that play is gonna be for the defense to eat everything up, man. The defensive line. The defensive line is gonna have to get up there. It's gonna be on
the key right there, bro. That's why I'm so into that Wilkins.
Max Crosby, on Coons, on Butler. You know what I mean? Tyree Wilson. Hopefully he can do something. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I'm not as worried in those missed tackles as much as in, like, I would be if this was a defense that's more worried on just being like a finesse type defense, on, you know what I mean, like being like ball hawks out there and that type of shit. You know what I mean? Like a fast defense or anything like that. Like, this is a physical defense, to where that's why I'm not as worried about that stat in this defense, I guess.
I guess the Bengals we're gonna outscore you. I guess that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to score 150,
They had
60
really
fucking
no
points.
identity on their defense. They had really no identity. Like they had some cool players like in Hendrickson or whatever, Hilton, whatever like that, but like they had no sense of identity, to where, like, I could see the identity that we're trying to build with this defense. Physical, get to the quarterback.
He fits that role too.
Get to the quarterback.
He fits that role too. He fits that role. I mean, we got guys that could blitz. Them guys could blitz too, because they're good run stuffers, so they could get in there. And but that defensive line is my main key. I want to know if that's all together. And I hold back saying that.
Max and Kuz have to stay healthy, bro.
Thank you, baby. Good night.
Max, Kuz stay healthy. I think they're gonna both have big years. If Max and Kuz both stay healthy, that's gonna be a big deal, because if they both stay healthy, I think they're both, like I said, they're both gonna have, I think, monster years, bro. Both of them.
Defensive player of the year number, you think?
But that's why, that's the only thing only question I've always had in Kuz. Can he stay healthy? Because last year was a big thing, and then, like, I know the first couple of years was a doghouse, but he had a couple injuries there too, to where he had to work himself back in, and then he got himself in the doghouse. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's injuries with him, I think. But if that's what I'm saying, if they're both stay healthy, Kuntz and Crosby stay healthy, I think they're both gonna have some monster years, bro.
I hope they do. I'm expecting them to, but only if, you know, I'm not happy with the backup situation for Wilkins. I don't know. That's just my concern. Is that the defensive line is all elite, And the defense
Hopefully
will be top.
Tonka or JJ can step up right away. Hopefully one of them can step up right away. But who else did we get? I mean, I know we got Adam Butler. We got do we keep anybody from last year? Is anybody still around from last year?
Maybe.
Let me see the
Maybe.
depth chart real quick.
I know that big old Australian dude, he moved a tackle or something, or offensive
We
line.
have Leki Fotu and Jonah Laulu. And then Andre Carter, we still have Tyree Wilson's slated right behind them. But Tonka and then JJ.
We're gonna need a lot from these rookies, bro. We're gonna be. That's why I'm concerned because I'm looking in the back end of after Christian Wilkins. That's what I'm looking at.
Bro, I just hope to God, like, if it's just like all smoke and mirrors type shit to where like they just need something to talk about to where like, and he's wearing that Buddha as a precaution, like as we hope that we are, that he is, to where he's healthy day one, because that's gonna make a big deal, dog. If he's healthy day one and he's out there to go out there and play and be Wilkins, be the actual Wilkins that he got paid to be, this is gonna be a very good defensive line, bro. It's gonna take a lot of pressure off of Kuntz and Crosby. You know what I mean? To where like, because he's a hell of a good player when he is out there healthy. You know what I mean? To where like you get him, then you could rotate. You know, you could rotate in. You know, on the other side, you know, Adam and Tyree. You know what I mean? And some of these other rookies too. To where like, then you start getting a good rotation, bro. Because you know Max never comes out the field, and I think Kuntz is trying to mirror that type of shit. You know what I mean? To like, if you get those two guys out there balling, bro, like health is the biggest question. But
he can too, bro. I think Kuntz can.
He's trying to mirror that, bro. I think he's trying to be that guy. Like I think that's because he knows. Because that's why I think that's the biggest reason why I think he came out and said he wants to. He wasn't going anywhere. Like he's not going anywhere. He wants to be a Raider and all of this shit. To where like, I think he sees, like, he looks a lot up to Max, and I think that I think Max is gonna push him to be that player that he is. Because that's why I'm saying it. Barring injury, I think Max already thinks a lot about Kuntz. I think Max is like just waiting for Kuntz to have that breakout year, bro. Like just to stay healthy, and that's the only really thing, because that was supposed to be last year. You know what I mean, especially coming off of that great half year after, you know what I mean, after McDaniels was fired, you know what I mean, like he got his big chance and came out, had a sack a game, you know what I mean, and like that was supposed to be his big year last year, bro. So to where like, I think he sees a lot, like he looks up to Max a lot, and he wants to be that type of player to where he don't come off the field. To where that takes a lot of pressure off of the guys in the middle, because now the guys have a rotation in the middle of those big dudes, and you got them playing situational and in the right situations, right? Like you can have Tyree Wilson where he's more better at like stopping the run, like, and then you have Adam Butler in there for like, because he's better probably sometimes at probably pass rushing, you know what I mean? So it's like you can start moving guys around like that, to where I think that's gonna be a big emphasis on our team. If those guys can stay healthy, our defense is gonna thrive.
I'll answer ACL question. It was 18 missed tackles. The thing that was said about him, that was what the number that they mentioned, and then they said he declined on the team. His play declined. That's why they cut him, and he wasn't got a contract and didn't perform at that level. He declined, and his angles was a problem for the team. You know, I think it's a team and him thing, and then they're just saying that about him. But if they are saying that about him, then it's a concern. You know, that's his bio that I got. That's the stats that I got. He had 18. They said it. If we look him up in the NFL, say put his name in there, and then you look at what, you know, I put in what was good about Germaine Pratt, and I got everything that Gabe mentioned. He quick guy, he's a banger. He gets to the line of scrimmage, and The thing about it is that you could be set or a fast running back. Don't Linebackers not supposed to let that running back get fast. You hit him at the line of scrimmage. You take on that tackle or pulling guard, and you stop that running back behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage. You don't chase a running back. You lost if you have to do that because they're faster than you. So you just got to figure. You got to know that as a linebacker, that your point is the line of scrimmage. You don't take steps back. You go forward all the time. That's what linebackers do. You have to do that. And missing those tackles is a problem. If you coach ball, just the fundamentals of the game, I'm concerned with. But
Hey,
I'm
bro,
sure you can recover from that.
I think Pete's gonna like. I
Pete's
think
gonna
Pete's
have
gonna
the coach
put
can
his
do that. That's
influence
a
too, bro.
coachable thing. You know, he
Yeah,
was having
exactly.
problems with the organization. Probably was in good mood. Probably was thinking differently about football, his team, but he knows what to do to clear that up. But that was just I have to say that because it's a fact. That's what they were saying about him.
Young dude,
So
he's young. You know what I mean? He's young. He's still like he's no slouch in the even in coverage either, bro. You know what I mean? He's had years with like 9 pass deflections. You know what I mean? 6 pass deflections. Multiple years with I think 3 straight
Mike
years
Lopez,
with
what's up?
with multiple interceptions. You know what I mean? So he's not he's ain't no slouch there either. So it's like obviously he could use work there too, but I just have we talked about it all year and all off season since we signed fucking Pete. Like that's what we're banking on, dog. So why not this guy
He's
too?
right,
I think
Lava.
he's gonna get and yeah, exactly my opinion. That dude was a captain on that team. Even though I was just not just the leader in tackles on the defense, just because he was out there trying to get his money. Whatever. He was obviously thought of big time too because he had that C on his chest, bro. Like guys don't just earn that for nothing. So it's like that's a big thing to me too. Like in this game, there's only a certain guys, and a lot of the times that C is placed on your chest because of the respect you have from your peers too, like the guys that are your teammates. You know what I mean? So so I having that C on his chest is a big deal too. Like that was a big plus for me too when we signed him. Like, damn, that dude was a captain on that team. He led the team in tackles, like, and every year he seems to be getting a little bit better. And it's just, yeah, bro. You don't just get a C for no reason. You don't get a C on your chest for no reason.
Yeah, and then that's what I appreciate us doing that type of pickup. We should have did that first game. I know that he got cut late, but he, man, guys like that we could have got quickly. I don't know why we just ended up with what we got. I watched the reported missed tackles on Pratt. 10 of them were on him. Oh yeah, 10. I seen 18, bro. 9 were one-on-one and second level with the right receiver, right back. So
I think
missed
either
tackles
way,
on a right receiver. Uh,
I think like either way, like I just think that's
10 is
going
a
to
lot.
be less of an emphasis on this defense. To be honest, I think you're not going to see those type of numbers on this defense because there's just going to be more guys flocking to the ball, like on this type of defense, especially inside. Like I think inside in the game, like to where, bro, like you said earlier, the Bengals were the type of team that they just wanted to outscore you. They wanted to score. If you were gonna, their defense was gonna give up 35, but they wanted to score 36. You know what I mean? That was the
Yeah.
type of shit that they had. Like, and they didn't, and they're not shy about it. Like they don't pay their defensive players. They let guys walk. There's guys unhappy there. Like there's a reason why that defense was at the bottom of the totem pole. Dog. Like basically one of the worst defenses in all of football because they're obviously you see guys unhappy. You see
You're
guys
good,
like
man. Man, come on, man.
just
Don't think
there
that
was
way
no
about me,
there
though.
was no identity on that defense. Like it's just I just I think that was a big thing of why you might see some missed tackles or here and there, but I think the talent's there, dog, with Germaine Pratt.
I
I don't
know.
think the lack of talent is not there. Like having the C on his chest, I just think that's important. Like because that means I think he demands like not demands, but I think he earns the respect from his teammates, obviously. So I just think that's good. That was a great signing for me last week.
Do we think we had a shitty defense? And we're saying Bengals defense was shitty, but they got an elite offense. You know what I mean? But that makes that defense look worse because our offense they were 25th and we were 26th in defense, Gabe. So we're saying the Bengals had a shitty defense. Our defense was just as shitty,
For
but
sure.
we didn't look like Bengals. They looked terrible because of their offense, bro. Because their offense scored so much at will that they can't keep up with any other team, even if they're bad teams. So that's their damn problem. I was thinking, like, everybody knows what type of guy I am, Gabe. You know I am, and I'm gonna check the dude
Our
out.
problem too, though, last week.
But I'm not
Hey,
gonna
our problem
highlight
last
the
year,
guy.
though, too. Our problem last year, though, too, was remember, like you said a lot too, was stopping the run, and I think that's where we emphasized this offseason. And that's
We're
why
gonna
I
do
think I
that.
feel more comfortable with that.
And I mentioned what happens when you stop the run. You could
Yeah,
beat elite team. We could beat the Bengals if we stop their running game. And no matter if they have Burrows and all them guys, it's important to them. You know what I mean? Very important to them. And it's you could tell the difference. But I'm not gonna say, I don't like the guy. I'm picking on him. I'm gonna just bring out the bad. It was just who else would do that? I'm not gonna sit here. Oh yeah, he's gonna be a baller. He's a cap. I know that he's a captain. I know that, and I respect that. But a guy like me, I'm not gonna say negative, negative, negative. I'm gonna say, hey, this is a question that I have about. This is what's coming. Are we getting this guy? Are we gonna coach him up and let him be a different guy? Because I understand that he had bad situation with his organization. I understand that happens, and you can ball out for the Raiders. I'm expecting that to change the plays, change the coach, better coach, a coach that motivates you and makes you feel good. I'm sure their coaches, it's the organization that was fucking with them. You know what I mean? So now I expect them. Okay, I don't want 18 whatever missed tackles anymore. I don't want bad angles. Patrick Graham and Pete Carroll going to get that shit out of you so you can ball out for us. Big ball out for us like you did the Bengals without those missed tackles. That's what I want.
man.
That's what I expect from them. And I was just,
Yeah.
I'm not downing the guy. I'm just saying, hey man, we got to
I
clear
really
that
think,
up. That's a negative thing on you.
I think that's really the only knock that I could see,
That's the
really.
knock I see him. They say that
And
he was,
I also
he's
think
not a
that's
real
a big
good dude.
product of that missed tackle type thing too. I think that's a product of that's a lot. Like, I'm not gonna say it don't mean shit, but I'm also gonna I put a lot of that stat also on a team too, like a team type of thing, because you shouldn't be like there shouldn't be a lot of opportunities where you're also having to be one-on-one out there. You know what I mean? Like, there should never be that on the defense. Like, the defense always should be rallying to the ball. The defense always should, like, that's why, like, I see that as a lot of a team defensive stat too, but like that is a lot of, like, if you've seen 18, that is a high number for sure. That is a fucking definitely
But
a
you
high
got to
number.
figure too,
Hopefully,
the 100.
hopefully, like somebody said earlier in the chat, you did see the run number wrong, and it was 10, which that still is a high number, but it
That's a
damn
high
looks
number.
better
Yeah.
than 18.
It looks better. I might think it might be in the middle, but I don't have. I should have had my eye touch with me, but I think it was. If not, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. But 10, we
No, but
bitched
even
about
10 is still
other
like a high
people.
number, but like it's still better than seeing 18 out there for damn sure. But like, yeah, like I think that's still also, I do put a lot of that on a team defense too. Like, we should be preaching rallying to the ball. Like, good defenses, that's how good defenses are good defenses and stay good defenses, because there's never one hat on the ball. When there's a tackle, like, it's very rare that you're gonna see a one-on-one opportunity out there, right? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
really the only time there's one-on-one opportunities is because somebody broke it, and like there's a safety, should be getting those one-on-one opportunities. I mean, it's like, it's just, but hopefully that's I think that's going to be better this year for him. Like, I think you'll see that improve for sure, that number in that.
And most likely, Gabe, I think the majority of those were like, that defense was, they only had one good defensive lineman and or guy, that pass rusher, and if he can't get there, then Pratt had to cover up for it. And then those running backs, once they get in space, man, they got out juked those 250-pound running. linebackers. You know what I mean? So a one-on-one on the outside with the linebacker is very difficult. But once you have an angle problem, if they're saying angles, the way he does his angles, that means you then your instinct wasn't there from the get-go. You weren't in the right position that you're supposed to be on from the get. So it'll be a different defense and coach better. Maybe he can sew that angles up. You practice that. You get coached that. And I know it can happen with him. But he ran that defense last year, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna do it over here. So there's your green dot in my book. With that experience, starting game. I also don't forget he got 143 tackles too. 143 tackles, 10 misses. You don't like that, but football guys won't like 10 or 18 missed tackles, and you don't like hearing bad angles. So you fix that, and then it can be fixed. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying he sucks or anything, but he's gonna get that fixed, or he's not gonna play. If he has a problem with that, you don't throw him in there. Bengals are in a situation where they had no choice. So yeah, they were all right with it, I guess. But at the end, he started having organizational problems, and they let him go. We're gonna benefit from that pick, I think. I think so. So I'm happy with him.
Well, yeah, man. I'm fucking.
Now we could get a corner like that. With I'll be all right with the defense. Shout out to the 25 watching us, man. Everybody's in the chat saying what's up. I hope everybody had a wonderful Father's Day. Missed 40 balls, still good wide receiver.
I gotta get up fucking super early.
Gabe gotta go. Gabe gotta go, and so do I. I had a long ass day. I woke up early to eat breakfast. But me and Gabe, on behalf of Gabe, we really appreciate you guys being on with us. Don't think that Raider Nation Live is not going to start popping up again. We are. We just got to get together if it can happen, and we gotta get together on our own and get the dates and times that we can really do this, because it's tough. It's tough when you got, I'm not. School is out, so I'm cool. But expect the Gravy to be on in the mornings, starting tomorrow, and talk about what me and Gabe have talked about at length again. So if I don't have it, it's cooler. I like doing that better. It'd be nice and cool in the garage. So it's hot right now. It's very uncomfortable in my garage.
It's still hot outside right now.
So we don't want to get Gabe all bit up by mosquitoes.
For real.
He's got mosquito. He got a meat mosquito problem over there.
I want to get the West Nile virus, though.
Everybody telling everybody happy birthday. That's dope, man. Raider Nation I'm sure we got wonderful dads out there that take care of
everybody again. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there again, man. Yeah, man, it's a day to be celebrated. I guess if all you guys dads out there, your dads, grandpas, everybody, man, just say Happy Father's Day out there to everybody. It's
not over yet. You can still go. You can still say what's up to your pals. Give them a call. You tell them what's up. Still got time. So Father's Day should be every day. Father's Day should be every day.
Yeah, my dad, I should fucking shout out to my dad that he's up there, man.
Yeah, people up there. Blessing, having them wonderful thoughts that you have. I told in the beginning, Gabe, that been almost 30 years since my dad passed away. There's not a day that I don't think about him, but today I have much love and thinking about him.
Same here, bro. 26 years now.
Yeah. So
27. 27.
Time flies.
27 years just passed, actually. Yeah, 27 years since Pops went away, but still fucking dear to my heart. So happy Father's Day to Pops. And yeah, for sure, man.
Your Pop raised a good man, Gabe. Tell you that for damn sure. So
yeah, man.
Much love to you, man. Much love to you.
But yeah, on that note, for sure, man. Thank you all, you guys, for sure. Go ahead, Gravy.
On that note, on behalf of Gabe and Raider on What Up Low, we want to say thank you for being here with us tonight. I'll be on in the morning, and I won't let you guys down. I'll make sure I get my ass up and get motivated to do it, because I'm my day off. I ain't getting paid for that. And let Low start kicking down some money. Unless Low and Gabe want to give me a little bit of change. They're the ones that get paid over here. They give me a little bit of the change. See, I don't get tires for my car and all that stuff. Gifts. I get a Nike shirt, stuff. Cigar. But I loved it. It was great.
This is the best year though ever for presents. Though I'm not gonna. Don't get me wrong. This ain't every year. This ain't every year for damn sure.
That's good. That's good, man. You got a setup. That's good. That's great, man. Good to hear.
That's cool, man. Yeah. This year was definitely for sure a good one.
All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Don't drink and drive. Stay safe. Appreciate what you don't got, and appreciate what you got. Whatever Lo says, I forgot. I'm sorry, I messed that up. But you guys have a wonderful evening. Stay out of the heat. Me and Gabe will. So on that note, Gabe, let's go, man. 1, 2, 3. Raiders. You guys have a wonderful evening.
For sure, man. You guys have a good one.